obviously, I think like whatever her black features are probably some of the best black features, and she probably got some of the best white features, and they mixed together. Here's the thing. This is what's really weird is people say like, what will the children look like? I'm gonna be like brutally honest. When it comes to like mixed race children, like when it comes to white and black, they can either be some of the most beautiful women or some of the ugliest women. Okay, it's just like it's super hit or miss. What features are you gonna get from which side? If you get the worst features from every side or both sides, I mean, that's gonna really suck. If you get the best features, full lips, nice thin nose, big eyes, you have some shape to your body that you probably didn't get from your white side. Yeah, it's just like okay, like you kind of won the lottery there. Or you can just get like the worst features, which I don't need to even explain.
No, let's hear the worst features. I want to.
Okay, small eyes, bell pepper nose, super thin lips. You have no butt, you have no boobs, but yet you're like fair skinned. It just looks really weird.
Bro, Zendaya literally has everything you just said. So what do you think? One of the most beautiful mixed race women.
That is the most overrated.
Zendaya is an overrated woman.
I have no idea. I see bitches at Target that look better than her.
Bro, but I'm still, to prove my point, she's still considered one of the most beautiful mixed race.
By who?
In Hollywood.
I mean, I've seen one or two. People have tried to tell me to like look at her, and she's attractive-ish. I don't think she's like that good looking.
Who are we talking about?
Zendaya.
Alright, wait, hold on. Let me stop this real quick, bro, because I hear a lot of bullshit coming out of your mouth. Zendaya is fine, right? I don't understand why are you guys gay?
Reed,
I'm not saying
she's not ugly. My nigga Reed. Okay, what's the
average?
No, we're saying no. She's not average. She's not average. She's not average. She's more attractive than average by far. But if we're to look at like who are some like really okay like Halle Berry when she was younger, was she a very good looking biracial woman? Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like who are you using as like the
standard? Just go to my page. There's like a little notification thing. Click on it, and then you will be made aware that we're going live. We'll be back tomorrow for another space round about the same time, maybe slightly earlier. Appreciate all the panelists. Like it was an awesome discussion. Awesome conversations. We had a wide range of views. It was golden. This is what makes spaces fun when you can basically have, these kind of debates in a respectful manner. Shout out to Confluence and everybody else who did partake on those conversations. Was golden indeed. And listen, Israel, Andrew, release the files. Appreciate you guys joining in. Appreciate you guys listening, and for sure we will see you next
That's the thing is Latinas are like I forget who the economist was. He was just like, why is it that women from underdeveloped countries have such overdeveloped bodies? In other words, big T's and A's. That's a very good question. You look at Hispanic women. They are definitely like more filled out. They're very attractive, but it's also hard to say. Like how much of it is because they pop out children at such a frequent rate, starting in their 20s, that they end up kind of like bottoming out by I
No,
did white.
you guys are thinking of so Pepe. What you're talking about is you're specifically talking about like the European Latinas. Like we understand that they have a shelf life. I'm talking about the Afro Latinas. The Afro Latinas don't have to worry about all that white DNA, and they're on the shelf for longer. It's almost like a bottle of wine. They're the best fucking mix I've ever seen ever. Afro Latinas. The worst mix
Wait,
is
but
actually
who's that
Indian and
one
black.
girl from Modern Family? Who's that one?
Sofia Vergara.
That's a bad bitch right there.
See, and she's
See,
almost
that's a
100%
bad.
European.
You say a bad, that's a bad.
They actually had to color her hair darker to make her look more Latina.
I'm a fan of Blasian, the Blasian women. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the Blasian women,
Come on.
just personally.
Sweet.
For whatever reason, it's just like like I get exotic looks, but then it's just like you got two groups that are just looking a little too exotic, and I don't know what to make of it.
The worst mix I've seen is, have you seen the child of an Indian? I'm not talking about Native American. I'm talking from India. South Asian and black.
Like Kamala Harris.
Like Kamala Harris, but Kamala Harris is kind of multiracial.
I would have fucked Kamala Harris. I mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I
Me
ain't
too.
that.
Me too.
No, but I'm gonna be real with you. The ugliest mix I see, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, is Asians. I'm sorry. White and Asians are so ugly to me, bro.
But no, with the Asian.
Asians are ugly as fuck to me.
But once again, I think you're bringing up like a point where I think half Asian, half white, even though it's not going to be as attractive of a mix if they inherit both of the features. Because I mean, what are the features of Asian women? They're flat-butted, bare-breasted, flat-chested.
Easy. Wait, this is
Well, no, what I'm saying in comparison to black women.
I don't know. I take that back.
But I mean, they do have like big eyes sometimes. If
Here's
they're
why I
nothing
say they're
major.
ugly, right? Because they oftentimes get the worst of both worlds, right?
Yes, but that's just like I was saying with black and whites. They can get the worst of both worlds.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I see some ugly ass mutts, bro. I see some ugly ass mutts. But like,
But some of these Asian women,
Asians more often, like they'll get the no ass from the white side, and then like the no titties from the Asian side, and then like their eyes will be normal, but like just the symmetry will be off, and then they're always off. And I feel like they're double awkward, because you know how some Asians could be really awkward and the white people can be awkward. It's like double the awkward.
yeah, but sometimes I think that like, but I've seen like half Asian women, half white women that pull off like this super exotic, beautiful look that is just like holy shit, you're so hot.
White and
but it
Spanish
does
is
happen.
pretty bad though. White and Spanish is pretty bad.
Well, Spanish is white. You mean like white
Like-
and
No, like
You know, white and Spanish equals white, bro.
like
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Mexican.
I
Mexican?
actually know of an attractive half white, half Asian woman. Let me show you guys.
Keep bringing up that person out.
Like,
Stop moving me down, bitch.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
goddamn.
Leave me alone.
Bro, you started with me in the chat. Go.
Is this like foreplay? What's going
Bro,
on?
why did y'all mod this creature, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Creature, bro.
Not just being anti-black.
I mean, there are a lot of anti-black people in the room. Fair.
Yeah, no.
Niggas hate niggas, bro.
Guys, I'm sorry, but like I feel like the word anti-black is lost.
Oh my god, Reese, you don't gotta make it a conversation. I'm just saying.
Here we go. Graham, you're so fucking liberal. We can't even have.
I'm just saying shit.
Come on,
leave.
trans women are
Fuck
women.
off, leave.
Yeah, don't listen to Grip. Don't listen to
Fuck the
Grip.
trans.
Trans.
You know you can fuck one, yeah. Come on, Reese. I'm moving your ass.
Fuck the fuck the trannies. Fuck.
Why do you think black people women are mad
Why the
for
fuck
it?
do they deserve
You don't
to
listen to Grip. Grip believe in Transformers.
Fuck the trannies. Why do they deserve respect?
Come
They
on,
didn't fight
Reese.
no wars. They didn't build society. They didn't invent shit. Why we gotta
Oh my
bless them?
gosh.
Yeah, there's sheep
Fuck
in
the
wolf
trannies,
clothing.
bro. A bunch
Wait,
of
guys,
confused,
hold on.
mentally ill people.
Yo,
that
Reese,
think
smoke me
they're
up,
bad.
man. They serve the military properly. That's why they're getting kicked out.
No, guys, think
Yo,
about it,
mom me up, bro.
Don't mind
Think about it.
I got
This
moved up.
is how
Wait,
big,
please,
this
please,
is how
hold on.
big
I
the
gotta say
This
something.
is
propaganda
all
is.
Grip's fault. Now she destroyed the
Can
room.
I say something?
Bro, she's fucking up the room.
No, but guys, think about it like this. This is how deep the propaganda is. In the early 2000s, cross-dressing was seen as a joke. Like, oh, look at that freak. Now in 2025, these people are getting rights. They're getting rights and they want to be taken serious. That's how deep and far we lost the plot.
Okay, wait, Therese, I was gonna say something.
Man, fuck
For
Trey.
people who say Asians don't look good, look at my PTR.
What does this got to do with Optimus Prime?
What the hell is that?
The girl in your PTR is
That girl is mid at best.
You know,
She's
Kitty?
not mid. Come on.
No, come on.
Guys, she is beautiful. What are you saying?
I can find 5 of those out of Walmart.
I'll give you this, Diamond. She's pretty, but she's not
Pretty ugly.
Is the term like beautiful? I mean, I'm just gonna say like I would be able to find far more like monoracial Asians or white women that are
Like a
much
badass
better looking.
rebellious kid. That's what
No, she's good looking. No, she's good looking.
She look like she's from the Fifth Element, bro.
No,
Burn the
guys.
house down too.
Like,
Diamond, no one's denying that she's not pretty.
Can I get a word out?
She's not a 10. She's like a.
Come on, Rick, you've been talking. Let us speak.
Can I get a word out? So, this is Anna Card. She is a half Chinese, half Canadian or Irish actress. Yeah. And
Chinese and
she's
Canadian.
known for her role in To All the Boys I Have Ever Loved trilogy and XL Kitty, this TV show.
She looks like she's from Kids Pop.
No, I think she's attractive.
Diamond, we all think she's attractive. But
Yeah, she's attractive. She's not like. In other words, we were talking about like some of like women that are amongst the most attractive, right? And so like she's as pretty as she is. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with her, but
Say it.
she's not. She's like a 7 or an 8. But we're talking about.
7.5.
No, 7, no, 8. What?
No.
From
She's
her.
almost at
Ain't no goddamn
She's
9.
almost at 8, but that's a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 5.
Turn that 9 upside down. That's a 6.
I'm giving
That's a 5.
No, I think she's a 9.5.
What's that person again?
But you have to understand too, Diamond. You have to understand too. So I had this black. He's black, but he was from the Dominican Republic. Like, I don't think he was mixed with any Spanish, but he spoke Spanish fluently, all of that shit. But I remember, like, he was like, "Oh man, she's fine." I was like, "Dude, that is butterface if I've ever seen one." He's like, he's like, "I don't buy a Coke for the bottle cap. What the fuck are you talking about?" And I was just like, "Okay, well, we see things rather differently." And like, I'm looking at her. She does have a rather barely post.
Face. She has a nice face. You can say.
Yeah, but she has like a
Stop
very
fucking
post.
moving onion, Graham. You
Bro,
disgusting.
what's the problem?
Oh my god, she has like a barely post-pubescent body. Like she's like kind of like
I can't
she's got
even
the
invite this nigga up no more.
she's got the flat chest.
Bro,
Look at her.
moderator badge, bro. Shit isn't even needed, bro.
Well, you want me to tell you?
Graham,
She's
you
not
wasn't
even-
Why are you jealous though? Come on, I get what you're doing, bro. Y'all, what's the problem
Yo,
with
JB,
you
you
guys?
want to be my enemy so badly. Like, she's moving me down for no reason.
I can't even
Oh
Who's
my
that?
But why you gotta censor that though? Like, does we want the conversation?
Graham, come on now. He wasn't even talking to you,
Who
Sean.
moved somebody down?
He wasn't even
Well,
talking
y'all
to
should
you.
just move on with the
I
conversation.
think we were all fine.
I'm surprised y'all rated her an 8 though. That's wild.
No, she's not a dog. That's
Give
a
it
5.
a 5.
Who's an 8? Who's an 8?
I gave that Asian woman a 7 or an 8. I'm the one. Me, Pepe.
Bro, Diamond's big here. Diamond.
Look at my PTR, April. She's
That's a
super
7.5.
pretty.
That is not an 8.
That's a 7. All the men agree
Nah,
on that.
that's a 5. That's a 4.5.
Nah, y'all 4 point is being disrespectful. She a 7.5.
I'm not being
Lizzie, you need
disrespectful.
to be on the same page, Lizzie.
The reason why she's not a 10 is because
I don't know.
she got thin lips. She got thin lips. She got little boobies. She's a
She
little
don't really have it.
tail.
She don't really have it. She just looks basic, bro. Just
Right.
Some basic bitch from New York.
Okay, but I'm just saying,
They
I
like
think some of
her
us.
idea of wild sex is just lying on their stomach.
Yeah, she got the starfish man.
She don't look like she can fuck, but she look like
I'm just saying though, like some of us like appreciate a pretty face more than
face is not even pretty.
It's pretty.
Okay, here's the question. No. Here's the question. She's not ugly, but if you were in a crowd, would she stand out? And the answer is she would blend in with everybody else.
No, she wouldn't.
Like if I went to Yo Pepe, if I went to the mall and I saw her, I wouldn't do a double take because of her beauty. I'd be like, oh, that's cute.
I wouldn't do a double take either, but I would notice her and I would say like, oh, she's pretty. Okay, but the thing is though, is that but hold on a second, this is where we're being biased. The rate at which you would generally notice a woman and be like, oh, she's pretty. It's not 1 out of 10.
Let's make it simple. What would you rate her out of 10?
I said a 7 to an 8.
Yeah, and that's what all the men said. All the men agree that she's a 7. Some people think it's so.
I think she's a 10 out of 10 to be honest.
No, she's not gaslighting.
Oh my God.
Okay,
guys,
so if
not
you wanna, like-
everybody is a 10 out of 10 guy. A 10 doesn't exist. A 10 is perfect. 10 does not
Okay.
exist.
Okay, so if you
That's a 10.
I'll write it down.
10 does not exist. You can get close to a 10. 9.9, that's
10
pretty tough.
exists.
But
Right, okay, I would say this. If you want to see like a 10 out of 10, in my opinion, the 10 out of 10, look up Monica Bellucci. Monica, and then it's BELUCCI. Okay, when she was younger, like in the early 2000s, she was somebody I would personally find. Of course, this is where
I
it's
just found
subjective.
a photo. And it's
You know what? You just need to have one from every category. You need to have, you know what I'm saying, what's her face from Fresh Prince, the new one. You know what I'm talking about? Black girl from
I
that.
wrote it down.
So,
Oh my God, Diamond, no one cares about that ugly way.
She looked like the type of chick who would serve me a Corona at the bar, bro, and I'll forget about it.
okay, look up Diamond. Look up Monica Bellucci.
Oh, I know Monica Bellucci.
Okay,
She's so
okay.
beautiful.
Yes, she's somebody I would say is about a 10 out of 10 when she was younger. To me, but that of course is my type.
I'll show you guys a Blasian woman. Her name is Karuchi Tran.
She got
She's
resting
a model.
bitch face.
Look at this.
No, type in
picture.
honey gold. That's a nice Malaysian. Honey gold.
Okay, look at my
Why
PTR
did
now.
not say for word?
It is not.
Oh, yes. That's a nice woman right there. That's a 9 right there. Uh-huh.
That's an 8.5 soft 9. That's an 8.5.
That's my type.
That's a borderline like 10 right there. So
No, I'll say a soft 9.
That's a savings account right there.
You can't see it no more.
Yeah, I'm going to show a different picture.
that baddie, that basic
Well,
She
poster.
looks kind of ghetto though.
Wait a minute.
Just because she has darker skin.
Yo, Pepe's crazy, bro.
No, Pepe,
How much
she's
energy does
beautiful.
Lindsay racist 24/7?
Hey, but what's her name?
Karuchi Tran.
How old is she?
Yeah.
He wants you to spell it out for her or him so he can jerk off to
Oh,
her.
okay. It's
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Yo, she a baddie.
I'm not a retard. What was she with? Chris Brown at one point?
yeah.
She alright.
She's gorgeous.
This is what I give like a 7.
Yeah, I give her I'll even give her. She looks like somebody if you were like really horny, if you wanted to fuck, maybe you'd want to prefer her, but is like the aesthetic with her
Wasn't
appearance.
she with Chris Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like this is a woman that I don't find prettier than the other one.
I think she's at least one
Check with another person dating to be relevant. That's it.
Doesn't she make her own music though? Sissy?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, she
Hello, Captain.
Yeah, that's like
What
cute
y'all
ass bitch.
consider? It just seems like what a 10 is to a woman is a woman that I feel like is prettier than me, maybe, or like it's just objectionably not ugly. So I'm gonna just call them a 10 because they're not ugly.
Yo, hey, bro, who's in your picture?
Who asked that? Who said that?
Who's in your picture?
Some girl on Instagram. I don't know.
That's a cute ass bitch.
Who's the
Oh
native
God,
woman?
that's a 10 right there.
John, who's the native woman in your picture right there?
Nah, you know what? But she.
It's an indigenous
Those
black
cities
hair.
are obviously fake, bro.
Yeah,
Indigenous black American.
You look like the titties decided not to be together.
Yeah, no, those are obviously fake.
Wow.
Those are obviously fake.
I don't care about fake titties because I'm
I don't like fake. That's a deal breaker. I don't like fake.
Exactly.
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah, dude, I grew up in Scottsdale. I'm used to fake titties.
Yeah.
And so I would just say this: there is something that looks like, if you look at like old movies where the women would go topless, or even just look at like in Europe where they didn't really censor titties as much. There is like an aesthetic that is. I do think that like natural breasts, especially if they're big breasts, are far more attractive than these brown silicone ones. And when it comes to Latin Americans, they have a very high rate of like plastic surgery, and plastic surgery is a lot cheaper there. And I don't know. To me, it's just it comes off as trashy.
The fake titties be shape shifting when you do body style.
They shape shift all the time. But like when you have like these fat cells that are kind of like, yeah, there's a little bit more. I wouldn't even say more buoyancy, because in a weird way you have like this silicone thing juggling under your skin, but like your fat cells, they're more like.
Can we get to the hair weaves and the fake eyelashes already?
What do you got? This is a 10. For being honest.
She hot. She likes the
This
little
is the biscuit tester from Chile.
Yeah, she's like a 9.
I will let her have my babies.
Listen, so when we're talking like cats, as I'm talking, her name is, I'll give you her name. It is
I'm not gonna lie.
Amelia Diaz.
She like a dragon.
Wait, Captain, find a black woman who's a 10.
Well, she's like a 9.
Okay, Amelia Diaz. So that's like a 10 for like Hispanic women, right? When people are talking about like, oh, that's the level they're talking about.
I think Hispanic women can be better looking than her. I think Hispanic women can definitely be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Hispanic women, they got the blessing of having some of that booty scratcher gene in them. So, like, they got the face of Europeans, but then they got the body of just.
But a lot of them have like fuller lips than white people. I'm just telling you, this is some of the things I've noticed. They have some of the fuller lips. They tend to have like the big booty Latina thing is a meme for a reason, because there's like a grain of truth to it. They do kind of they're filled out a little bit differently.
Ladies, stop getting lip filler. Take that fat ass to the gym instead.
Adrian, please.
But no, there's definitely and the face. A lot of like, I'll just say Mexican women. Is I growing up in Phoenix, going to Mexico like dozens and dozens of times. A lot of the women are, I would say, like they're naturally attractive.
Oh, Mexican woman?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I see through you. Let me tell you something, bro. I know for a fact you be watching African long titty fucking water buffalo porn. That's undercover. You are an undercover. You love life. That's what I'm starting to realize, though.
The thing is, though, is that like if I wanted to like look at naked African women, I can just look at a National Geographic where they go to like a tribe, and they're all fucking bare titty to begin with. Like what? Like I don't have to even look at porn.
If I wanted to see a naked white woman, I just walk down the streets of Scottsdale and just see all the fake titties.
Just
Okay,
go to LA.
guys, look at my PTR. This is my type. Look at my PTR. He's so handsome.
That nigga look like he can get beat up in a bar fight, bro.
He could.
Is that what he got
a feminine look to him.
Nah, he's Korean. That's a K-pop dude.
You like Amber Rose, you want a trans Asian man with a lot of money to just lick that pussy.
He's definitely vibing K-pop style.
No, but he's not a K-pop and K-drama.
He looks like he gets pegged.
No, he doesn't. Trust me.
Okay, but if we saw that guy in the rest
Guys, here's what everyone's failing to realize. Koreans are not naturally beautiful.
They are.
No, Koreans, no. Koreans actually, they actually are the most.
Korea is the number one. It literally leads the world in the most amount of plastic surgery.
Yeah, they have plastic surgeries like that. But at PTR, so this is what I would like. Black girl, this is a 10 for me. But I'm 39, so I like a little bit.
But that bitch is dumb. I hate Naomi.
Yeah, but
It's
she's
not Naomi, it's Gabrielle Union.
I hate that.
Gabrielle Union. She's fine.
Imagine marrying an NBA player and getting the most prime genes.
Well, Captain, I know that.
Son turned to a girl. Fuck
That
Naomi.
ain't it.
Well, Captain, let me ask you a question. It's like, I've had this conversation.
Gabrielle Union. Fuck Gabrielle Union.
Okay, Reese. So Captain, I've had this conversation with like male friends before I was online, before the pandemic and all of that shit. But like
before he got his education in Discord on racism.
This guy records spaces and he just like shows them on literally live on YouTube and Instagram.
That's all he had to say, huh?
Lots of stuff going on in my country, in my personal life, with my kids, with my partner. There's a lot going on, but surviving and getting up.
That's great. Good to hear. Well, CM, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, had some family over at the finca, at the ranch that I'm at, so it wasn't so isolated today.
That's good. That's great to hear. Well, Alfonso, what stuff is going on in your country? Because you said there was a lot of stuff going on in your country. So if you'd care to enlighten me, that would be great.
So the economy is crashing, slowly but surely.
Oh.
Today the public transport went up. So they were fighting to bring up the prices, and for the mini buses, they're like vans, and the mayor didn't want to do that, so they were about to block the streets of my city.
Wow.
Finally, he conceded, and apparently the prices were going up, so there are people who struggle to pay their bills, so they're going to struggle paying new fares. It's like probably peanuts for a developed country like the US or Europe, European countries. But here, it makes a difference. People earn very little. So we're going down very slowly. This is such a small economy.
Well, remind me, what country do you live?
Bolivia.
Bolivia. Oh, okay. Bolivia. Cool. Well, that's definitely interesting. Yeah, thank you for the info. I appreciate that. I'm always interested. So as Lynn has mentioned, I did have a wrestling meet today, and I did win. Which is nice. I don't know if Lynn wants the itty gritty details or however that is, but Lynn, you might have to give more info on how to explain that better for you.
I wasn't there today to see.
Did you say wrestling?
Yes.
Like, you wrestle?
Yep.
But like, is it like for like, I don't know, a university team or something?
Not university, no. I did junior high. Junior high.
Wait, so you're under 18?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Clubhouse actually allows teenagers on the app. So, that's kind of how I came to here. Does that make sense?
Just so you know, as his Nana, he's got the intellect that most teenagers cannot qualify to have full discussions with him because he talks over their heads. And so he requires an intellect that is much more intense.
It depends on the room that I'm in. I mean, here in a room like this, especially smaller rooms, everything can stay cordial. And especially in an
You should get off
I
Clubhouse.
expect most people to be pretty rational, you know.
Yeah.
I don't expect any of you guys to start making arguments, beginning with, you know, my personal God told me this or that or whatever. Because to my ears, that sounds like my imaginary friend told me this or that. So yes, I dismiss it offhand. But I don't expect that in this room. That's why I'm here. Everyone.
That's fine, and again, that was pointed out earlier. There are some schools of thought that have explored that, right? But the general, like, mainstream Judaism accepts it as the suffering servant is Israel, and it lays that out in the previous passages. Now, I'm not here to argue it. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying, to be fair to his argument, that's the perspective it's coming from.
He gave you like a good.
Excuse me?
Nah, that girl April profile picture, yes.
Yeah, she's a model.
She is beautiful. Ryan is beautiful. What are you saying, bro?
Nah, she April's okay. That April woman is a very attractive. That's an attractive woman. Are those fake titties though?
No,
that's real. That's not real.
You know they're flattening out. You see how they were flattening out?
They look a little bit fake.
And so April. You say they're fake?
Yeah, they
they look real to me.
So Pearl. So like before you came in here, we were talking about how like if you're used to seeing like women with fake titties, which I've like, you know, kind of.
Yeah, of course. Everybody's fake. Everybody's fake.
But like there is like I think more of a natural beauty to having like real titties, but
I'm gonna put her Instagram.
If those are her real.
But no, she has a very pretty face. Like I'm not gonna hate on her. She's opposed to a 10.
Do this. Implants don't do this at all. They're hot.
We get white men can kind of date whoever they want. We don't give each other shit for that, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess.
Mean it though. So seriously, I've seen women.
That's crazy. I've never seen that. That's interesting.
My boyfriend from 20 years did. They called. Oh man, he had a wonderful attitude about it. I was scared for him though. I had to see that, like you said, why be afraid of him? He's okay. Damn it. I shouldn't.
Who was giving him hell?
We were at the beach, and because I met him downtown at the Cheesecake Factory. I used to work there when I lived up north, and the group of black men called him an end lover, and he was like, "Damn right," and it was okay, it was happy, it was fun, but I don't know, I just felt like maybe I would be, even though I knew my family was wonderful, they're all different colors, I don't know why, that damn liberal college just sucks, because I just felt like, oh, it's going to be hard on him, and I seriously left, well, I didn't leave him just because of that, but I didn't want him to have to go through that. That's sad because he's a grown man, and he was there protecting me, and I should have allowed that.
I wanted to ask you, America, do you think that when Obama came in, do you think that the racial, I don't know, divide or whatever became more increased?
It got weird because, like, the black folks that did not see him as Black American and did not, especially when he went to Chicago to get that black card, especially when he turned his back on Reverend Wright, although my family had to eventually leave his church as well. Reverend Wright was over Trinity United Church of Christ in Chicago, and a lot of black folks were side-eyeing Obama and his tactics and antics, and even then. But we learned that we had to be a little more silent about it, I guess, then, but with white folks, even the state of Indiana voted for him. That's a red state. So what I saw, and what I wrote down about is what I just said. A lot of black folks had to kind of go underground there a little bit about our conservative outlooks and, not, and seeing the games that the Blue Party was playing, as well as seeing some white folks kind of falling for it too, right? And not being able to convince them at all if they're falling, if they're for him and for the Democrats. It was really strange. So yes and no. Yes, I saw some divide because yes, of course, we also saw a lot of, and that was unfortunate, a lot of extreme rightist Republicans attacking Barack Obama. That was confusing and sad to see, as well as a lot of people on the left not checking him at all. And so yes, I saw a lot of blacks and whites getting along tremendously, although people like me were like, damn, But then I saw a lot of blacks and whites that did try to really kind of separate. And I say this because it's very important, because it seems like the racial separation and divide, whether it was from the media or whatever, what have you.
இங்க வந்து இஸ்ரேலோட பிரச்சனைன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த ரோமன்ஸ் ஆக்சுவலா இங்க ஒரு கட்டத்துல வந்து முஸ்லிம்ஸ் தான் வந்து ஜூஸ்க்கு ஒரு சப்போர்ட்டா இருந்திருக்காங்க. நீங்க ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கலா பாத்தீங்கன்னா இங்க அதிகபட்சம் வந்து இதை பண்ணது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு கிறிஸ்டியன்ஸ் அண்ட் மற்றவங்க தான் ரோமன்ஸ், எஸ்பெஷலி ரோமன்ஸ், அவங்க தான் வந்து ஜூஸ்க்கு ரொம்ப வந்து அவங்க ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கல் ஸ்டோரி எடுத்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவங்க தான் ரொம்ப அகேன்ஸ்டா இருந்திருக்காங்க. பட் வந்து நிறைய இடத்துல
Cindy, colorism. Cindy,
okay, but
Cindy,
there you go
colorism.
again. You made the word colorism, man. You made the word about color. And thug is not a color.
Thug is a white person word too. You're a thug.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Like,
thug is an Indian word.
That's literally what I said. So I don't understand what that is.
So when you take thug, when you hear thug, you don't immediately think of a black guy fucking with the fucking hoodie on, wearing Timberland boots. You think of like a fucking thug. No, that's what you think of.
No, that's not like specific, sir. That's because we're from Boston. So we have a different analogy of a thug.
No, that's
I'll tell you a thug. A thug is a dude. I know a thug that's a white guy that'll break your face, and I know a black guy that's a thug that'll break your face.
Let's be clear. All right, thug has taken on a very unique, real definition now.
Yeah, don't go by Tupac.
You know what that is. Let's not.
I know what a thug is.
So let's not sit here and try to dress it up. We know what thug has become.
But that's not. Why do you say thug? There are plenty of thugs.
You're right. There are plenty of thugs. No one has disputed that. No one has disputed.
But it's not just black thugs.
No, 1 second. We just said that. That's why we say Ashley Babbitt is a thug. I think you came in a little bit too late.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, there's some white thugs too. There's some.
Yeah. You definitely caught the tail end, Jerry. That's what
I'm saying, brother. I was just saying, like, there are all kinds of thugs.
Yeah, Jeremy, that's what I was saying, though.
I seen a motherfucker out in front of fucking 7-Eleven. He was Asian. I was like, for sure, he a thug. Like, this dude had tattoos on his face and all kinds of shit.
There you go. Once you have tattoos, you're, oh my God, my son must be the biggest thug.
No, on your face. On your face.
Yeah. No, that right there. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, those are just kids that can't find themselves. No, it's all white face. Somebody put tattoos on his face. I'm like, yeah. That's why you put all thugs are kids.
Thuggish behavior. Like,
all thugs are kids that can't find themselves. That's what you just said.
I'm grabbing my purse.
All kids that can't find themselves are thugs. That's what she just said, bro.
Y'all know that's not what she said at all.
Y'all been
What she just said.
Like I said, if I'm walking down the street at night, guys, and I see some white kids in trench coats, I'm going to the other side of the street.
We out.
I'm going to the other side of the
white
street.
kids wear trench
I'm
coats.
going to the other side of the street.
Get the fuck out of here.
And Jonathan, there you have it. Our politics dividing us. Friends and family, yes.
I saw some white kids on the elevator the other day in
We're
trench
divided.
You saw kids in trench coats?
Listen, that's exactly what it is, Rachel. It's as simple as that. The word thug in and of itself can divide us.
I saw it.
Think about it. It can divide us. Lord knows what politics can do.
Yo, I saw white kids on the elevator the other day in trench coats. I just said, Dover, fuck off.
Yeah. I'm not putting around white kids in trench coats, man.
I wanna help everyone here.
Hold on. What if 6 white kids walk by you with yarmulkes? Are you going to be afraid that they're a thug?
No, definitely not. No,
Why not? Why not? You don't know who Maya Linsky is? You don't know who Maya Linsky is?
You know why not.
Thank you to God. Maya Linsky was a thug.
Yeah, no, Maya. Yeah, of course, Maya Linsky was a thug.
That's like 1 out of 10,000. Stop it. Come on.
What are you
Let's
talking
go.
about? Every Jewish guy was the what? The bookies, the They would.
Yeah, you know what? You kind of right about that. Yeah, you kind of right. That kind of right. Yeah, in the diamond districts. I'll show you some thugs in the diamond district for sure. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Cindy. You kind of right about that. You're kind of right about that.
Cole?
I'll tell you this.
Jeremy, you're in the major. Jeremy, are you there?
It's cutting out.
No,
I think we all grew up with the word thug, and we all interpreted it differently.
Yeah, but thug has evolved.
Right.
Thug has evolved. Hey guys, is there anyone down there in the gallery that wants to chime in on this, man? Before we wrap this thing up, because we're gonna keep the conversation going after we wrap it up. But
Hey, Jonathan. Y'all said all of it. That's what y'all said.
One mic headline. Go. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. Y'all said. Literally, she said all lost kids are thugs. That's what she said. That's what people say. How is that true, bro?
Who is she?
You want me to elaborate?
How is that true?
Do you want me to elaborate?
Yes, you ain't.
Who is she?
I want to hear you elaborate. Of course.
I'll tell you why a lot of lost kids become thugs. Because they're lost kids, they have no parenting, no guiding, they're going down the wrong road, they have no one to put them in the right direction. If you look at statistics, if you come from a broken home, you're more likely going to become a thug. They're not. That's why.
You're not wrong
about what you just said.
I know I'm not wrong.
I don't know about broken home. I don't know about that, guys, because there's a lot of
No, that's not true. A lot of kids.
Jeremy, 50% of marriages break into divorce.
Exactly.
No. When I say broken home, I don't mean mom and dad divorce. I mean mom fucking drunk at the bar. You know what I mean? Broken homes. Those kids left to defend themselves, fend for themselves, and they have to get street smart and they get thugs because that's what's out on the street. I'll get out on the street with your friends. They teach you how to survive. That's how you move. That's really what it is.
According to the ACE study, the more ACEs you have, like having a broken home, having a parent in jail, having a parent with a disease, mental health issues, it's more likely that you end up in jail, more likely that you have a bad circumstance when you grow up. Yeah, so.
That don't mean you a thug.
It's more likely, though. It's more likely.
Can you share with the class real quick? I'm aware of this term. Can you share what ACE stands for real quick for everybody?
It's adverse childhood experiences, right? They say the more adverse childhood experiences you have, the more likely that you have that you go to jail or you end up with a disease or you die early or all of these different outcomes.
Yeah, because it's like what you know. Like for instance, my brother and my sister are still very, very, very fucked up.
but but that's what they know. They had never traveled outside of New England. They never been nowhere. What's that?
So they thugs to you?
Well, my brother's a thug. Don't get it twisted. He went to prison for hitting somebody in the head with a cinder block for 10 years. He's a real thug. No question. He's the type of dude roll up on you, put a gun in your mouth, take everything you own. He's that guy. So yes, he's 100% a thug because that's what he knew. He was raised by a bunch of Hell's Angels who were fucking thugs. So yes, he's a fucking thug.
Tell me, listen, what you said earlier, I agree with you. You don't have to go in detail, but can you explain the context? Why did he lead to that lifestyle?
Because I'll tell you. Because I'll tell you. So the reason why I am the way I am, and my brother and my sister the way they are, is that I had higher learning, right? So sometimes if you come from like a really bad background, there are people that can kind of grab a hold of you, that can kind of mentor you and kind of move you through the situation, like friends, people you look up to, and then you start to kind of learn, and it really comes with knowledge. A lot of people in the hood, in the fucking trailer parks and all, they don't understand that this is really possible because they've never seen it. They've never smelled it, touched it, been around it. So it seems very like not likely to them, right? So if you get around somebody, you see some money, you start traveling, you start seeing the world in a different place, you start realizing like, holy fuck, where I'm from, that's not normal, right? So you start adapting to your surroundings, right? So when I got out, when I was 18, I got a record deal, and then I started being around all these very wealthy and successful people. And then I got a technology, and I kept moving farther and farther and farther away from where I grew up. But my brother and sister didn't ever have that. They never had like a mentor or a person.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Don't you fucking people read books? Your show sucks, Jonathan. What is this stupid shit?
I'm sorry.
That's not. Okay, gotcha. Okay, let's go.
Write a fucking biography. Nobody cares.
Someone asked me a question, so I answered it. Like, I'm sorry that you don't like it. Can I just add on to that? Maybe 10?
Hold on. Let me respond to that. Chris. Jay, go ahead, bro. So basically, and I appreciate you sharing that. But basically, you gave the perfect example, a real life scenario, which was the original statement earlier about kids are thugs, right? Or lost kids are thugs. These people deserve. I mean, not saying they lost, but that's a perfect example when there's no guidance because your life can
maybe not handsome enough, traditionally handsome enough.
The Rock and
not saying he's a bad looking guy, but like he's not Brosnan or
The Rock. I mean the final boss.
The Rock and his baby oil is working with Scorsese to the
True, but he's also going to reference
that Scorsese movie is just a pitch. It doesn't have a script or anything yet.
Yeah,
so I would be shocked if
actually happened, right?
Is it going to be a parody of his Red One movie that came out last year?
Yeah. There's actually like 4 Scorsese movies that could move forward. I hope Frank Sinatra, Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio has the whole.
Yeah, I would like either the Sinatra one or the Devil in the White City.
Yeah, they've been trying to
The Sinatra would be good though.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. I don't think has there ever been a biopic about Sinatra? Probably not. Or maybe there has.
Maybe Ray Liotta played it on a TV version. I was going to say it's made for TV movie.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Rumors is going to be Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, I've heard rumors of that.
Oh, J-Law's in that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Those are good rumors about it.
And he also wants to do another like religious movie. Scorsese wants to do like a Jesus Christ
I
biopic.
saw that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
He love his spiritual aspect.
I love that this is a man that makes
Give Willem Dafoe to
He's getting up there in age, like Retro just said.
Yeah.
He's going to prioritize that. So that's why
He's in his twilight years. He's getting ready.
Whoever in the chat just suggested that what's his face comes back, the little guy from Man with Gold Gun. Hats off to you.
Oh, yeah. Bonjour, Mr. Bond. Yeah.
I think realistically though, like ultimately, The Rock and Scorsese might work together, but I wouldn't put money on it just because of the fact that, like Alex said, it's just a pitch and there's all these other properties percolating with him, and it's like when you're Scorsese, Spielberg, you know, like
They got like 50 ideas on their desk.
Yeah,
one.
That would be brilliant if they trusted him, because he has always said he wants to evolve.
Yeah, and I bet you would make Avatar money too with his name behind it.
Tao did this, but simply as an opaqueness, a state of self-absorption, which is in disharmony with. How about someone who isn't attached? 4. The Tao is like a well, used but never used up. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. 5. The Tao doesn't take sides. It gives birth to both good and evil. The Master doesn't take sides. She welcomes both saints and sinners. The Tao is like a bellows. It is empty, yet infinitely capable. The more you use it, the more it produces.
I think they nuked one of my
The more you
Clubhouse
talk
accounts.
of it, the less you understand. Hold on to the center. 6. The Tao is called the Great Mother. Empty, yet inexhaustible, it gives birth to infinite worlds. It is always present within you. You can use it any way you want. 7. The Tao is infinite, eternal. Why is it eternal? It was never born, thus it can never die. Why is it infinite? It has no desires for itself, thus it is present for all beings. The Master stays behind. That is why she is ahead. She is detached from all things. That is why she is one with them. Because she has let go of herself, she is perfectly fulfilled. 8. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is content with the low places that people disdain. Thus, it is like the Tao. In dwelling, live close to the ground. In thinking, keep to the simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you.
But it'll have some like English in it. It'll be English but have Arabic in it. You know, like
Right.
that terminology. Or like in the UK. Like, oh, Walla blood, you know, shit like that. So that's what Yiddish is basically. It's just Jewish, like Hebrew words, speaking German in a Jewish way. That's all it is. It's like you go to fucking Uzbekistan, they speak Persian, but they speak it in a Jewish way. You know? Because that's what we do. We take the language and we speak it in our own way. That's it.
I want to just confirm that Rabbi Randy McDickerson is not only a cuck, he's a bitch, a moron, annoying, and retarded.
That's the only reason you came in the room. I don't know if you can change the title.
Wait, I just realized I'm like modded in this room against somebody I don't know even, so I don't want to be involved. I'm just gonna go down.
Okay, you know what? I have an idea. I'll just change the title.
Yeah, just change the title, dude.
Okay. You could have just, alright.
I'm sorry, I just thought I was gonna get involved in some beef.
I actually know the dude. He's alright. He's cool. He's alright.
Are you serious? He's retarded. He's an anti-Semitic, Jew-hating, fucking racist, dumb, low IQ piece of shit.
I mean, a lot of people on that bar. I mean,
He's not forget about a lot of things, bro. So what he's saying it kind of applies to my life. So come on, hate on it, bro.
Yeah.
He's drunk. No, but hold on. The thing is, like, you know, when you talk about a bunch of pussy ass bitches that run the fucking pothole, like they want to fucking talk about America, they want to run the fucking like pink ticket, in this reality. I want to understand who the fuck are these motherfuckers when they've never even done a motherfucking thing. And like, who do I have to kill to prove that they're fucking stupid?
I feel it, bro. That's how my uncles feel. They served it all right.
What's it?
Hey, Powder,
What's it?
That nigga be on the app. Then that's my nigga.
What's an N-word got to do to get some $2 tacos on a Tuesday?
That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell, you know that.
I ain't expecting shrimp or even steak. I mean, I'll settle for chicken, but no chorizo.
Yeah, none of that pork shit. This one thing, what you call it? Who on the dope? Anybody got any off?
You got some scooter.
I'm drunk as fuck, bro. I'm on it.
Bro, I've been drunk as fuck in my whole life. But the identity is like, you know, even when you're drunk, do you understand, like, when you deal with real people that are actually trying to, you know, talk with you on a real level? Even when you're drunk, dude, some of the best communications I've ever had was when I was like the highest I was ever.
No, I definitely agree. Sometimes I don't even tell my girlfriend, like, when we on the phone and I'm like probably so fucking blown out my mind off the weed and drink, like, that she won't even know. Cause I be sounding so sober and she be like, damn, you're so wise today. And I'm like, yeah, little do you know, I'm so fucking blown, bro. Just smoke like that, bro.
I'm laid back.
Oh God. What? She's like, you're so fucking agreeable.
Hey, bitch, I just ain't listening to you.
Oh God, I probably was like, hearing you was just like agreeing out of just the nicety of it.
I was tripping on acid one time, and I had this girl that I was dating. She's like, you're such a nice guy. You're such a nice. Fuck you. I love you, good. Love you too, man. But yeah, no, I was on acid this one time, and this chick,
shit. Like, she's like, you're such a nice guy. And I'm like, dude, I'm tripping balls. Like, I don't even know what's going on in my head. And all I hear is her like, flirting with me. And I was like,
So what part of the East Coast you from?
I'm from Georgia.
Georgia.
Subscribes a pussy bitch from fucking some, state up near Canada.
Oh, that's funny. I live right next to Canada right now.
Fuck Canada.
Why is Trump wanting to be a part of America? I don't think we need that.
I don't give a shit about Canada.
For free insurance.
Would you give
Bitch, let's fight it. Let's fucking fight about it.
You know why I think we wanted to make Canada our 51st state? And why
I don't give a shit about Canada.
But I'm gonna tell you why Trump wants to do it though. I think Trump wants to do it due to the fact that he's trying to go against the Mexican cartel and with Canada legalizing certain drugs and whatnot. I think
that's what
they might be on the side of Mexico.
Yeah, what I
public
do.
opinion.
Gonna be due to everybody's shoes.
And
Did you?
getting bombarded by Canada and Mexico, it doesn't seem.
When are they gonna release the JFK files and the Epstein flight list?
Well, the CIA has another week left
before they have to.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't shit. That shit's already been deleted.
And God, you know how much shit probably been fabricated and re-edited and redacted and.
They probably extorted everybody. They did.
Yeah, the operative word you just said was redacted.
Like certain shit, if it makes the country look bad, they're not gonna put it in there.
On God.
Allegedly.
They probably extorted everybody they need to get more information or money, and everybody else.
George W. Bush Sr. assassinated JFK to save America.
If you talk that loud again in my fucking ears, I'll come all the way up to fucking Chicago and literally punch you in the face, John.
Bring all those aluminum cans and we'll cash them in. We'll be rich. We'll create. We'll make aluminum. We'll make aluminum ignots and we'll sell them for $1 million. Ingots.
Hey, you said ingots.
Ignots.
Dude, you're over there like, talking about the Tao and thinking it's the Tao. Because you turn T's into D's.
Squirrel pussy.
Oh yeah. The problem is his mom's gorgeous and I ain't trying to mess with that woman because she scares me.
See, my mom, I've always been never worried about anybody fucking with her because she's fine, but she has hands bigger than mine.
Hey yo.
She got grippers?
If that's how you define it, I mean, but my mom has bigger hands than mine, which is kind of weird because I'm 6'3", she's 6 foot, but yeah.
Oh, she could open a Heineken.
Next time, don't sit in it.
That's a huge bitch.
Yeah, but we had to worry about a bunch of niggas getting my mom because she was so tall that she.
I'm making food.
Never fucked with
I got noise on me.
What you making us?
Macaroni
I'm
and
making
cheese.
steaks.
No, make it steak. Straight
Hurry up.
protein.
Fuck you in
No.
the face.
You wanna fuck me in my face?
Hey,
I do that too.
Don't talk to me like that.
I'm afraid.
have some decorum, y'all.
I know.
She's just a Canadian girl. She's a gamer girl, chilling, smoking 420, keeping it 100.
I know. He brought some cake because that was his birthday or something.
Hey, Maeve, I promise you I won't judge you for being a fucking Canadian. You got free insurance.
Okay. I also won't judge you for having a lower IQ than me.
Hey, don't say that about me.
Hey, like latitude and longitude is not IQ, woman.
Hey, don't say anything about my countries, man. Now, we won't say anything more about your country.
I'll try not to say any multi-syllable words so you don't get lost.
Hold on now. We are very intellectual over this way. We don't need that type of rhetoric right now. Please.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That is the propaganda that the Russians and the Chinese are trying to feed y'all.
You've done an excellent
We are not
job.
ignorant people. I promise we like to be very democratic with the way we
Yeah,
approach
love that, Max. Love that. Take the fuck him in the butt.
Now, mind you, my teacher was Canadian in fucking 6th grade, and she told me she didn't learn about American slavery in depth in fucking college. So, like, okay.
I don't know where she fucking went to school because
she
we
was
read about that.
You know, she was stupid.
Did you play Marvel Rivals?
Say again?
Do you play Marvel Rivals?
I don't. Don't put me on.
Let's play tonight.
What's her name? Isabella Riley going after Ashley, and Laura Loomer going after Ashley. And I'm not white knighting. I don't care. But like, all these people are going in on Ashley, looking at Elon. Did I do a good job? Look, have I pleased you? And a lot of them aren't even being paid. They just hope they're going to get paid. They hope that will like curry favor. And so I put out a tweet. I said, when Elon said, "You are the media," I didn't think it meant we all have to be an attack dog for some benefactor. And that got like 5,000 likes. Guess that one was a little over everybody's head. How about I go out and say, "Oh, Epstein files, liberals hate Trump"? What the heck? So I hope you're happy. But anyway, so that is what I noticed over the past week. And again, not white knighting, just making an observation. You know, Laura Loomer, hey, get a grip, dude. Laura Loomer during the 2024 election was like hunting all of Trump's enemies, DeSantis and, you know, the media or whatever. And then when Trump won the election, she didn't get a job because that's just how it goes. There's no loyalty. And if you're not part of the team, you're never going to get a job. So Laura was really busting her ass in 2024 to like attack all of Trump's enemies and be his attack dog because she really thought that if she did a good job and she was feisty, that he was going to give her a reward. And he didn't. And they totally snubbed her, totally threw her under the bus, totally disloyal. And she was pissed. She's like, "Where's my job?" She was pissed, and she was pissed at Elon and everybody. And then when the Ashley thing happened and Elon followed Laura, she saw another opportunity. Oh, I'll just do it for Elon. It's like, when are you going to learn? Hey, what are you going to learn? They're never going to help you. But, you know, that's why, like, and look, like, I like Laura. I'm friendly with her. We sort of made up a little bit. But you have to call out that behavior. I just have no respect for people that are a mouthpiece. And I hope everybody understands that's the difference between me and everybody else. I don't have a benefactor in Israel. I don't have a benefactor in the Trump campaign or like in Little Tech or, you know, one of these Gulf countries like the Emirates or Qatar or Turkey or China or Russia or what, you know. When you look at, well, let me say it this way. The reason that everyone hates me, a big reason, the reason that everyone lies about me is because I'm the only one that isn't owned. And so I attack everybody and I could call out everybody and they all hate that because Tenet Media got paid $10 million by Russia. And all the other media is owned by Rupert Murdoch, who's Israel plant, or it's owned by some pro-Israel Jew. Or Tucker Carlson Network gets $15 million from an Iranian exile in Qatar. Or people are getting money from the Emirates, and that's why they're promoting Dubai all the time. Or they're getting money from other countries or whatever. Turkey, like I said, that's just how the game is played. And I have no respect for people, for these like these whore influencers that get paid. And they're just so shameless and no dignity. They get paid to basically misrepresent themselves, to pretend that they are who they are, but speak for someone else, attack people on behalf of their benefactor, promote something on behalf of their benefactor, push some social media campaign on behalf of some benefactor.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Johnny.
What up?
How's it going? How are you?
I'm all right. I'm about to jump in the hot bath with some peppermint and some bubbles.
Ooh, it sounds so nice.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You should get a hot tub.
Oh yeah, just let me go to the bank and take out $40,000. Just do the remodeling of my dreams. This fucking house, it needs to be burned to the ground. It doesn't need to be updated.
My dad raves about it. He got at Costco for $600 an inflatable hot tub. He swears by it.
Oh really?
Yeah, $600 at Costco. He says it's the best thing that's ever happened to him.
Well, that was what I wanted to do with that big tent. I wanted to do that. I wanted to put it in the backyard, but it's just not feasible.
Yeah.
But anyways, you know what happened is
I've been thinking about you this week because I was thinking, since you still have your work computer, maybe you can respond to that email that Elon sent.
I'd have to like plug it in and then see. I doubt I have access, so I'd have to like call up the IT and say, "Hey, I need access," and see if I could actually get in. But I bet you I'm not even an employee anymore, and I don't even know it.
Wow.
Because they've like mailed me things that I've never even opened. But yeah, I mean, what would I say? Like, yeah, I live stream myself all day long. I drank Miller High Life with some OJ, smoked some weed, hit the gym. Listen to Nick Fuentes for a couple of hours monologuing about Laura Loomer. This typical work stuff. Did you see one person's response? It was like, suck my dick, go fuck yourself, fuck you, suck my other ball. It was hilarious.
Well, I'm calling to see if you want to get lunch tomorrow.
Lunch? Where?
Someplace by you, because I'm going to be up by Irving Park.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Yeah, for sure. Let's go. There's some new places, but yeah, I mean, anywhere is fine.
Okay, well, I just got home from jury.
Oh, shit.
It's fucking killing me.
Yeah, dude, I would have just taken that jury trial letter and just threw that shit right in the trash real quick. You want me to waste my life to let you know that this piece of shit killed this motherfucker? Fuck you. I say just pull out a gun right now and blow this fucker's brains out in the fucking alley next to the garbage can and chuck the fucking body in the garbage can and call it a day. Let me go and get some fucking lunch.
You're like my barber.
I ain't paying no $120,000 to house this motherfucker for a whole year for the next 20 years. I mean, that's too. You think I'm gonna put this guy in jail and spend $2.4 million of the taxpayers' hard-earned income? Hell no! Shoot this fucker in the head and toss him in the garbage. Next. But everybody's got to have their day in court.
6 hours of interrogation footage, trying to get him to confess. The manipulation and the psychology into going into like to be an interrogator is like so fascinating and interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. What did you learn like in the 6 hours like that? All communication is hypnosis?
Yeah. I mean, befriending him and then, yelling at him and, accusing of him, but at the same time, being like, it's understandable. It's understandable that you could do something like this. Meanwhile, he didn't, it's impressive. He didn't bite.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't also have like an alibi, right? He's like, sir, I was at the fucking bus stop on my way to work trying to pay down my credit card bills. I'm not a murderer, sir. He didn't say that though, did he? He just sat there and said nothing. He said nothing. Sir, you got the wrong guy. I'm an innocent man. I'm an outstanding citizen. I was my Boy Scout captain in my 8th grade class. I was all varsity athlete. I had straight A's and I went to undergrad and finished up at University of Chicago grad school. And now I work at Google as a data scientist. You got the wrong guy, sir. It wasn't me. So you never heard back from your landlord, huh? You hypnotized his ass.
Hypnotized him. I couldn't. Every day I checked. To see if I accidentally missed it.
You're gonna end up in the probate. You won't have to worry about this till probate comes about, and then the family is like, we're gonna have to evict this fucking guy.
The only thing is that in my email, I said for at least 150 days or 120 days, I will keep, we got to keep it the same according to Chicago.
No way, man. You're gonna fucking pay him the same amount, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But then I offered to increase it to $1,250 starting June 1st. The thing is, do I out of the kindness of he didn't respond and agree to that.
Right.
But so out of the kindness of my heart, when June 1st rolls around, should I?
No, fuck it, man. Take that $50, go across the street and have yourself lunch. Who cares? Go across the street and have yourself a nice lunch at Ralph Lauren. Compliments of your landlord. Trust me. He ain't gonna say shit. He's gonna be like, whatever, $50? Fuck it. I'm gonna go to the beach.
Because Ralph Lauren is closed until for a month for renovations.
Oh, the whole store or just the restaurant?
I think just the restaurant.
Oh, man, that store is fucking awesome. They have like I swear, if anybody was ever gonna rob anything, you could walk in there. They have a case of Rolexes. You could walk in there and just fucking take that thing and walk the fuck out. You'd have like $100,000 worth of watches.
Yeah.
It just sits up there in like the men's clothing or the men's suit section or whatever. They got a box full of Rolexes. I'm just like, damn. I'm like, this would be. You could just pick this right up and walk right out with it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. Is the water running?
At my house?
No, like your bath is running.
No, it's already full. I'm like about to get in.
Okay, get in yet before it gets cold. So yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, enjoy.
Okay.
Relax.
Peace. Okay.
Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Bye.
And their audience with the coin on behalf of some benefactor. And it's like people that do that just have no credibility. You can't trust them. And I just have no respect for people that do that. And people make a lot of money doing that. And people that do that think they're like players. You're not a player. You're a whore. You're a whore that doesn't have to take their clothes off. So cut the shit. OnlyFans models make more money, and they're in the same business. Okay, so it's just I hate it, and I see it now more than ever, and it's so disgusting. And by the way, one other corollary, then we're going to move on. That is why they call me a cult leader, because that is the source of my power. I have real fans, like people actually like me. I'm not an astroturfed, like nothing, like an astroturfed bitch who doesn't have ideas and isn't smart. Like I have real fans, I have a real following. I actually have people that are loyal to me and will pay me to do the show. And that's why I don't need a benefactor. Because everybody else in politics, they don't have fans. Who even watches this shit? They don't have ideas. They get their ideas. People pay them to say things. And so they always attack the basis of my independence, which is that I have fans. So they say, well, you have a cult-like following, and they hate it. And they really, it's so funny. They just hate that I have fans. And a lot of them are really jealous because they have to take money from, like, you know, Israel or whatever, and I get paid to, like, just say whatever. So they just hate that. They're like, why can't we turn his fans against him? Why does he get to, you know, have kind of like an organic thing? Anyway, not to, like, go off on a rant, but those are the underlying dynamics. Anyway, I can think of very few people that really have genuine fans, and it's only the bit like Candace has legit fans, and Crowder has fans. I would say Dan Bongino, like, you know, a lot of them have fans, but I'm talking about these like mid to low level influencers. They could not make money on their own. They could not make a living, so they have to be paid by you know, the interests. Anyway, but I want to move on. We're going to get into the news, and we have some big news from Europe. I guess we'll talk about the Ukraine deal first. There's been a lot of movement on the Ukraine war between the United States and Russia. Trump's been in office now for a month, 5 weeks, or something, 4 or 5 weeks. And now we're finally starting to see some progress on diplomacy with Russia over the war in Ukraine. And it started a few weeks ago when Trump had a phone call with Vladimir Putin. Very quickly after that, a meeting was called, a very high-level meeting in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, between the Foreign Ministry of Russia and the State Department in the United States. And the meeting was a bit peculiar because the Washington side requested the meeting, but didn't have an ask. And this characterizes the diplomacy so far. It seems a little bit less than strategic, and I'll tell you what I mean by that, but we'll go over the recent developments. So Trump has a...
Pretty nice. There have been a few recurring ones. I have at least 3 people that have already done this twice. So it's pretty cool. And it's also a great way to meet people, because that way you get to kind of...
Okay, so the gold card.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
the regional center, you would basically get an unconditional green card, which after 5 years could turn into citizenship. With this one, he's basically saying $5 million, and it's just cash.
Yeah, and it's a path to citizenship.
You pay the government $5 million, and you get a green card.
That's crazy. I mean, it's a pretty good idea, not gonna lie. It's gonna make the citizenship thing a lot easier for many people who otherwise would never get in. And it's, again, a very high barrier to entry, which is great.
Not, believe it or not, most countries don't do this. Wealthy people can come in and just fucking pay to get citizenship or residence or whatever. Most countries.
I think the only one that actually does this is like St. Kitts and Nevis.
No, more countries do that.
Like the ones that do it for at least a cheap price. What do they do it for? Like 200, 300? How much is it?
Yeah, almost 300,000. A bunch of other, they're mostly in the Caribbean, and then there's also Vanuatu. You've got two exceptions. I'm talking about like major countries. The two exceptions are Malta and New Zealand. Malta sells theirs for like $1 million, and you need to meet like a strict background requirements.
That's crazy.
Yeah, €1 million. And then New Zealand is like 10 million or 15 million New Zealand dollars.
That's quite wicked.
Adrian, I have dropped some resources in the chat for people who want to start with Bitcoin, just in case.
Yeah, put it in the top space. Put it in the space, like it up in the top.
Okay.
Okay, so how do I connect this? I'm dealing with like a new type of pipe that's like split. What the fuck is this?
Wait, so did you guys see the Doge audited the Department of Labor? They found 380 Microsoft 365 licenses, but with 0 users.
Nice.
250 VS Code licenses, only 33 users, and like a bunch of other things like that. Just funny, because like nobody uses Microsoft shit. It's like fucking.
Probably because there are not that many people that are working there, I suppose, eh? That could also be another thing.
Yeah.
I'm like wondering about how many people actually work in the government.
Yeah, it's crazy. They can just use Linux for free or Google Docs for free, but they choose to use Microsoft 365 license.
Well, I mean, for Microsoft, it's kind of understandable because many of the government systems actually run on Windows, which, by the way, is a horrible fucking thing. Because remember, what happened with CrowdStrike? Okay?
Yep.
That shit was insane. Every single system that ran on Windows that updated frequently got instantly and permanently fucked until the next thing got loaded up. It was insane. Which is also why then, people at X who are running the system there, that's why X didn't go down, because, and I quote, they said, nothing actually important runs on Windows. I'm like, bruh. Bruh, That's a major bruh moment for anyone who's like a Microsoft maxi. Look, the only reason why anyone would use Windows is because of gaming, and that's literally it, because most of the games are optimized for Windows. And this is probably because of the leftover Intel days, because Intel used to like dominate on various many fronts, and they made all of their shit like, proprietary and whatnot, and so it's like, oh hey, we got the best compute, and we got like the software to run it, so they were basically what NVIDIA is now, except that they have like better chips, and they make more of them, and they sell more of them at a price that's reasonable with performance that is insane. By the way, NVIDIA is going to kind of bark up at the wall at some point in this regard, because even now you can start to see some of the failings. I mean, look, Auda showed me a very interesting statistic where the 5090 card doesn't really outperform the 4090, does it?
Nah.
That's a very bad thing. Imagine, you got the new thing with the many AI tops, most of which you can't use, by the way, and then you have the shitty, CUDA drivers and such, and then you get this thing that consumes a shit ton of power, and it still doesn't really on the level of what it's actually meant for, which is a fucking gaming GPU. That's all it is. Let's not get confused here. It's a fucking gaming GPU. this thing doesn't even outperform the previous generation. So you may as well just get a fucking 4090, put that shit in your box, or run with the existing system you have. You're not actually making improvements, you're just consuming more electricity and burning your wires.
Also, they actually did something funny. So they removed all support for NVIDIA PhysX on 32-bit, right?
Bro! Why?
So any old game that was using the 32-bit version of PhysX, which is most all games, they no longer work.
Gentlemen, I think we're kind of cooked.
Which has actually, funnily enough, created a situation where all of those old games run way better on Linux.
That is hilarious.
Wow.
Okay, so I guess Linux users get a win. That's good.
Yeah.
Is this a splicer? Yes, that's a splicer.
Unfortunately, though, the Linux did have a major L.
What happened?
Linux did have a major L. They're basically there's this organization called GNU, and they're in charge of glibc, and they basically fucked some things up. So if a game was made to run natively on Linux, it no longer works. Right? Version. So you have a situation where native Windows games don't fucking work on Windows, and native Linux games don't work on Linux, but Windows games work perfectly fine on fucking Linux.
Oh my god. So fucked up.
That is fucking funny.
I mean, it's a good news, right? Like, usually Windows native games are better than Linux games. Isn't it?
Yes. Well, it's because not many people are going to play games on Linux. That's a problem. Because why would you? Again, the previous argument, you know, you have basically optimized for Microsoft and like Intel's bullshit.
Yes, so the point is, if you get the 50 series, you can't run 32-bit PhysX, right? So all of your old games are fucked, so you're better off just sticking to the 40 series. Not to mention, they still use the 4 nanometer process of TSMC, both of them.
So there's literally zero improvement for the people who are probably the majority users, which are gamers.
The biggest improvement is the biggest improvement is DLSS, right?
Yeah, new version.
Which is kind of like fake. I wouldn't call it fake, but it's like AI.
It's fake frames. Basically, everything you see is AI generated.
AI generated frames, yeah.
It's pretty good still. It's pretty good still.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But that's literally the only thing that the 50 series has over the 40 series now.
So at this point,
you're gonna get higher FPS, but
yeah, but that's with DLSS on.
Outer, do you remember the post that you made about the 3.7 Sonnet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally tested it myself. You're absolutely right. So the coding part is really good, but everything else is worse compared to 3.5.
Yeah. So Anthropic released a new model called 3.7 Sonnet, and it's so much better at code. It's like the absolute best coding model so far, right? And they added in like a thinking mode, right? So for code now, the absolute best is Sonnet.
Nice.
3.7. But they made it retarded in everything else.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know a single person that was using this for anything except for doing code or perhaps translations, because it doesn't make sense. Like, whenever I hear anything about Claude, it's something in regards to coding. I've never heard anyone say anything else about that thing.
I actually
other than coding.
I actually use it for everything.
Interesting. Well, then you're one of the edge cases, because I haven't heard any of that, unfortunately. Like, whenever I hear anyone talk about Claude, it's like, oh, hey, I used it to do my code. I used it to do my code. This one did my code. This one did this. This one did that.
No, like, genuinely, like, let's say I wanted to buy something, right? I would give it, like, every single condition I look for, and it was something I want to buy, and it would, like, list me all the products that had every single condition I wanted.
Right. Interesting.
Right. So let's say I wanted to buy, I don't know, fucking spoons.
No, dude, bimethylene blue. Let's take that as an example. Let's say you wanted to buy methylene blue.
Well, I already know what source of methylene blue to buy it from.
If you didn't.
Well, Cobb's probably not going to know that because it doesn't have access to the internet.
Right, okay. But it's good to like hash out the medical things that come with it.
Yeah.
So you'd be saying, hey, what is methylene blue? Takes you the whole history run and then tells you what's with it.
Exactly.
That's what it's going to do. That's what it's trying to ask you.
And in that situation as well, it actually performs the best out of any model. Right, 3.5 sonnets. Right. So, and using it as your search engine, it probably performs the best. I still wouldn't like trust it blindly because it doesn't have access to the internet. And also, sometimes it hallucinates. But by far, 3.5 Sonnet was the best.
That's nice because it gives you access to previous versions of itself, so you can still use it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. That's something they didn't do with Grok, which I think was kind of a mistake, to be honest, because the latest version of Grok, it's basically unusable unless you use the Think mode, just Big Brain, or Super Grok, which is an additional subscription that you have to get through the app. I haven't used Super Grok myself yet because I really just want to feel out the existing version and wait until it's optimized. I don't think it's like worth my time and money unless it's already optimized. Unless like the next version comes out, well, like I'm going to wait at least a month or maybe two because it's supposed to get optimized, over time. But I really do miss Grok 2 a little bit because it was very simple, especially if I would ask it very stuff. Like for instance, I want a grammar check just in case, right? So in the case of, Grok 3, it gives me a ginormous amount of text that describes what exactly it did, which is understandable, which is kind of fine. It just makes the corrections a little bit, and the corrections are not as creative, which is also very interesting, which is also technically a good thing at the same time, because it's not going to modify much, but it's also kind of a double-edged sword, because if there's something that you don't notice, you're going to get fucked. So basically skill issue, which is not a problem for me, I'm just like saying what I'm noticing. So it's more direct in its translations, and more direct in its corrections, which are pretty cool, right?
By the way, here's the funny thing. So OpenAI did a study where they basically went on Upwork, which is this website where companies go and they hire developers, right, to do work for them. It's kind of like a freelance developer website bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a more professional version of Fiverr. And OpenAI basically conducted this study where they tested a bunch of different models to see which model would make the most money.
Interesting.
Right. Which one of them did the job the best for the clients, right? And in their own study, they came out with Claude.
That is fucking funny. Wow. Amazing. That is amazing.
And they fucking published it.
That's not biased.
Honestly, that is kind of baller. That's kind of baller of them. I will say that is kind of baller of them to do. Like, let's be honest, that's kind of baller.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to that,
they literally admitted defeat. That's admirable.
And that was 3.5, by the way.
Wow.
And 3.7 is even better for coding.
Outer, I don't know if you have been following this, but GitHub, they were promoting the 4.0 model of OpenAI a lot in their Copilot thing. But then once 3.7 Sonnet is out, literally every developer I know is using Copilot 3.5 Sonnet, 3.7 Sonnet.
Wow.
Crazy.
Everyone. And there is a huge influx of developers switching to Cursor from VS Code. I think that would be me too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What I want to know is how many people actually use it just for the coding, as opposed to any of its other functions. I'm pretty sure it will be mostly just the coding. Is that that's the only thing you really hear from it.
That's why they lobotomized 3.7 and everything else, because coding was bringing in the most money.
Yep. It makes sense. It makes absolute sense.
Anthropic actually, what's interesting is they don't actually make that much from subscriptions, right? So the $20 a month that you pay, Anthropic actually doesn't make that much. So by far, the company that makes the most from subscriptions is OpenAI, right?
Wow.
Anthropic doesn't even make like 10% of what OpenAI does on subscriptions. But OpenAI and Anthropic make almost exactly the same amount of money from API. So that kind of tells you that it's most likely the coding parts that's making Anthropic the money right now.
Can you guys teach me anything about AI? I have a service that's AI based, and I don't know anything about it. I just trust developers to know about it, and I tell them to tell the AI what to do. What should I know?
Depends on your use case. What are you using it for?
I'm creating so people go to the site and they say, I don't know what I want out of life, or I do know what I want, or I have this problem, or I don't, or I whatever. And then the service tells them, okay, start here, think about this, tell us who you are, tell us how your life has been going, and it directs people through a structure that I created to help people sort of self-actualize.
Okay, so basically the AI assistant has indexed over every pages, and then all the content is basically trained on the AI, right?
I guess so. I mean, that sounds like technical knowledge.
There's a good way to do this, and there's a shit way to do this.
Okay. What's the good way?
The good way is basically you have one of the LLMs trained on your data, so it's specifically optimized on that data.
Okay.
The problem with that is it's going to be more expensive.
I see. Okay, yeah, I don't know the difference between the two.
And then the shit way is basically you feed it a prompt in the beginning, and that's the system prompt, and then hope the user doesn't jailbreak it to make it do something else.
I see.
What if I told you there is a better way?
Yeah.
So there is this product called Kagi, Kagi. So they have this assistant, and you can basically integrate them into your website, and it will answer you, let's say, most questions. You can check them out.
How expensive is expensive?
I don't know how much data he has, but probably at least thousands.
I mean, if you can make the thousands back,
developers.
Like it's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to the developers about it because I don't know any of these details. They do 100% of the tech stuff. They just found me. They found me through my content, and they said, we would like to work with you. What are some of your ideas? I gave them a list of ideas, and they said, we can do these. And so we started building it out. And they're pretty good. Like, they're pretty good at making the stuff do what I want it to do. I'm pretty satisfied with the product so far.
Interesting. Telling us about anything like that is probably one of the scariest things that anyone can hear, because we're just gonna really analyze what these people are. Literally, if you want to know if you're getting the best shit for the money that you've paid, and you come into our space, we analyze where that's all from. We're just gonna give you a report, and there you go. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
we should actually do that. Not gonna lie.
Me and Adrian are both working both worked in manufacturing, so we scrutinize every single fucking detail, every cent.
If you guys were interested, I could give you a free login. I'm sure you have better stuff to do, but if you wanted to see it, I could give you a free login. You could just tell me what you think of it.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know. It would be super interesting to learn about that. Oh, yeah, right.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah. It would just be super interesting to learn about the technology. I'm just trusting these guys to know about it, and I'm just telling them what I want it to do. So I'm very removed from it.
Interesting. Are your devs on X, or like where did you get your devs from?
I can't remember where they contacted me. It might have been just through like my Linktree or something. I don't know if they have X accounts. I just talked to them through email and on Discord.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Homath, I can DM you some links which might be helpful for you.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not able to DM you at the moment.
Yeah, I gotta find out who's talking. Suraj?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I hit follow.
What the fuck is this?
What's going on over there?
Suraj is he's like a cybersecurity guy.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, he's kind of cracked. He's awesome.
Yeah, it's good to know those people. It's good to have access to that kind of stuff.
I have shared the link in our Signal chat as well. Might be interesting for us.
Wait, what about a Signal chat?
If you want to like talk to him, just do it via Signal. It makes more sense. It's
Yes.
It's a safer way. It's a safer way to communicate.
Yeah.
I mean, look, X is pretty safe. Also, it just says the DM history is a little bit wonky, so it makes more sense to just do it via Signal, right? And if you're going to discuss things like that, you may as well do something where you know it's 100% peer-to-peer, even with images that you share, because they do have end-to-end encrypted chats available for you.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's not for images, so you can't send any media. So you're instantly fucked on that level.
End-to-end is also not that good on X.
Yeah.
But we don't even get into that part yet.
Sure. Yeah, I have Signal. I can send you my name in a DM or something.
Ah, fuck. Don't worry, nothing is killing me. I'm perfectly fine.
Just not having a great time.
Oh no, I'm having a pretty decent time, all things considered. It's just that I'm dealing with a little thing here where I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What kind of a thing?
If I told you what it was, then people would know where I work. I don't want that.
I see. It's just a thing.
Fuck. I'm just like pulling something out and it just keeps hitting me. Wait, what?
It's just a thing that hurts. You work at a place that hurts.
That's a good description.
Everything hurts.
Everything hurts except when you drink like Monster Energy drink and you just like sit there and it's amazing.
It hurts after a while.
Yes, that's the problem. It's like, hey, can I drink 6 cans of this stuff? Probably not. Do you value your heart? It's the same question. It just has different answers.
Yeah.
It's just either way you want to spend it, man.
Yeah, everything hurts after enough.
There was like one of my friends, he told me something interesting. I was like, he's 10 years older than me, and I was asking him, like, is it just me, or I'm not that old, but like everything's starting to hurt in some strange places, Like I can't really explain why. It's like it's difficult to get up in the morning, your all-nighters just hit different for some reason, and you feel super fucked when you do it. Like all of these things just start to go away. And I was like, hey man, do you think it's just because we don't heal properly enough? And he's like, nah man, I think it's because we keep using these things and we keep abusing ourselves and our bodies, and that eventually just wears you down. So it's not so much that your body doesn't have the ability to recover anymore, it's just that you've worn it out. I'm like, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, we wear ourselves out at different rates, but like everyone gets worn out eventually.
Yes. What's also interesting is that I found out something really fucking interesting. So I had a call, one of the calls where, you get the 100 Bitcoin thing. It's not 100 Bitcoin thing, fuck's sake. $100 a Bitcoin thing. So I did a call with this one guy, and he decided, you know what I'm going to tell Adrian Dittman? I'm going to tell this guy about this thing that I do with copper supplements. I'm like, this is an interesting conversation. Let's see what he's about to say. And he said this interesting thing where you basically have deficiencies in various many places, and the body kind of, you know, has stuff in itself where you just kind of draw it out, and at some point there is nothing to draw from anymore, and that's the point where you, when you're older, for instance, you've like drawn out all the stuff that like helps your body recover, you've like drawn this out of your body and used it up, but you're not replenishing it anymore. And so it's like, that is the most insane, interesting take I've heard on the subject, which would make a lot of sense, because if you look at, say, kids, you know, you remember when you were a kid and you would climb a tree, and you fall from the tree and you get up like, tis but a scratch, and the thing heals up in about a week. Do that shit when you're 40. You know?
Yeah.
It hits a little different, quite literally.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah,
what's different, actually?
You stay down. It might have something to do with like, it just reminds me of like telomeres and how if you get accelerated damage from things like sun or, you know, substances or whatever, then your cells might have to just replace themselves faster. And that's the damage that you out faster.
I
don't know, I'm not into biology, but
there was this interesting study in Israel where they found out that if you do like where you put yourself into a room of pure oxygen, the telomeres actually start to kind of regrow.
That's crazy. I don't know, we need to get ourselves the iron lung, but it's like just for our bodies and the pure oxygen. Let's make it happen.
I think it's called hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
Isn't that the thing that this guy, what is his fucking name again? I keep forgetting it. What is his name?
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. He's doing, amongst other things, I think that's the only thing he's doing that actually makes sense. All the other stuff that he does is absolute pseudoscience.
Well, some of the stuff he does doesn't make sense, but the vegan vegetable oil...
It does not. It absolutely does not, no.
That shit doesn't make... Well, the one where he was transferring his son's blood into him does actually have some evidence.
Yes.
Right.
Which is wild if you consider that. I'm like, you know, it's funny because you have all these people who are like conspiracy theorists and they like want to talk about everything, but one thing that they don't talk about is what if somebody actually transfers their blood and somebody's actually doing this and they just don't pay attention to it? And I like talk to the most hardcore fucking vampire believing conspiracy theorist. I'm like, do you know that there's a guy that walks this earth who is trying not to die, who's basically taking his son's blood constantly? And this guy's like, what? And I'm like, how do you not know this?
By the way, I was watching this guy explain like Brian Johnson's like anti-balding regimen, right?
Oh God.
And he was like saying that they didn't even properly look at the studies, right? So the study was saying like 0.5% of this thing on top of the head, right? And that's the amount that they themselves also included, the 0.5%. But then they said that yes, but they said this should be applied twice a day, and Brian Johnson is applying it once a day. So they didn't even properly look at the dosages of the study they fucking used. They just took the fucking percentages for a bunch of shit without looking at the dosages.
Wild. That's crazy. That's low-key crazy.
Did you guys know that there's a disease that can be treated by drinking blood before we get too far off of the vampire shit?
I'm sorry, what?
There's a disease called porphyria that you can actually treat by drinking blood. I'm pretty sure this is true. I know that this is wacky, but I'm pretty sure that there are people who have drunk blood.
Y'all are gonna make me pass out listening to this. Oh my God.
This is not the worst thing that I've heard this week, honestly. This is a good one, actually. I feel exceedingly entertained, thank you. You're keeping my mind sane by hearing stuff that's insane. It makes, I guess the stuff that's insane is less insane than my sanity, I guess, you know? I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
What brings you up here?
Yeah, I actually have a crazy idea I want to share. And I'm wondering if I could post something to the top.
Sure. Depends on what it is. If it's a cryptocurrency, absolutely not.
It's not, but it kinda is, but it's not.
Wait, what? Did somebody tell you to make a meme coin?
No, but there's this.
Is it related to XRP in any way?
There's this Trump card that Trump is talking about, and this is the EB5 way that people can get into the U.S.
Is this guy going to sell fucking... Hang on a second. Is this guy going to sell citizenships via NFTs? If he does that, I'm going to lose my mind.
It could almost be like that, like...
Oh my fucking God.
You want to secure your family's, future...
Buy the gold card NFT from Donald Trump. Holy fucking Christ, we're so back.
Hilarious.
Ethereum going to go to fucking thousands. Oh man.
Adrian, if you were a multimillionaire and you could afford to do it, would you do it?
Maybe, I guess.
So allegedly,
it would be cool. I get to say I'm a citizen. Fuck you. It would be funny.
You won't be
allegedly, according to Grok,
Their path citizenship, yeah.
There's 1 million Deca millionaires in the world, so or 2 million, but 1 million are in the U.S. So there's 1 million outside the U.S. that have $10 million or more.
Wow.
And if 1 million of them decided to do it, literally the U.S. could pay off its debt by $5 trillion.
They won't.
What do you think, they'll spend it?
No, because firstly, it's not an investment. You need to give it to the government, right? You're basically giving away half of your money in that situation. Right? And secondly, most of those people have made their money outside of the U.S., right? Meaning, even after they get U.S. citizenship, their money is still going to be outside the U.S., to which they're going to need to pay U.S.-based taxation, because the United States is the only country on earth that taxes you based on citizenship.
This, by the way, is the one thing that would discourage me from becoming an American citizen. It's one of the only things.
I know some very, very wealthy people that I've talked to them about it, and they would never get U.S. citizenship just because of this.
What if the income tax went away?
It's not the income tax. It's not just the income tax. It's the fact that let's say you have U.S. citizenship, but you don't live in the U.S. because of the fact that your business is in another country. You still have to report everything to the U.S. You still have to pay the income. You'll still have to pay any dividends you earn, any why am I forgetting the word? What's the word for when you sell an asset?
Capital gains.
Capital gains, yes, exactly, capital gains. You still have to pay a capital gains tax as well. So it's not just the income tax.
What if they got rid of all of that?
Then I know most of them would probably want to come to the U.S. then.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this could actually happen.
I will say,
sounds crazy.
I will say.
Why wouldn't the U.S. cut the people of Taiwan a deal? Okay, we won't charge you $5 million. We'll charge you $1 million each. And allegedly, there's 1 million millionaires in Taiwan. They probably want to get their family out of Taiwan.
So here's the problem I see. Right. So if you look at Europe, right. So Malta is right now, I believe, the only country in Europe that offers the same path, where you can basically pay €1 million donation to the government, and they give you citizenship, and they got a shit ton of pushback from the European Union, which is why no other country is doing it, because you have all of these leftist people that are against quote-unquote selling your citizenship. But they'll let in all of these fucking people that don't even have a passport in, without any background checks. They're fine with that, but they're against very local people coming in.
And then they complain about their economy being so shit.
Yes.
And egg prices being high. I'm like, well, people are trying to fix the thing that has been happening for the past 4 years, you know?
Well, the U.S.'s egg prices are because of a different reason.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's because they got retarded rules.
Because they murdered all the chickens.
Not just that, the United States has different rules on how eggs have to be cleaned, right? So pretty much every other country, what they do is they let the protective layer on top of the egg stay, so it doesn't get salmonella or other shit on it, right? And deep into the egg. The United States just decided, now fuck that, you need to clean away the protective layer. Right? And no other country on earth does this. So when eggs fucking, there's a shortage of eggs because they're killing all the fucking chickens for no reason, no other country can come in and be like, hey, we're going to sell to the U.S. market now.
That sounds exactly like us. Just completely unnecessary problems.
I will say this is one of the only reasons why Europe has like any kind of merit is because of its food security, but even then I'm like, bruh. I go to a restaurant in Europe and there's a funny unidentifiable sauce with some of the food, I instantly have some problems, you know, getting pimples like crazy. Whereas if I go into other places, and there's only a very limited number of countries which, you know, affords me this, I don't get that kind of issue. The US, they also kind of have that issue in many ways. Because everything is full of preservatives. Like, you look at products in some other countries with different regulation and compare them to the US, the ingredient list for products in the US is twice as long as the ingredient list in various other countries, which is honestly quite fucked up.
It's absurd how much poison we're eating and we don't know it. I've been health conscious for decades. And I keep making discoveries about, oh, that's why I feel bad a lot, because there's something bad in this too.
Have you heard of Yellow 5?
Yes, I know all about that. My last girlfriend was fatally allergic to all of the numbered food dyes.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I heard about a lot of those. One time I forgot about it and I ate a gummy bear and I kissed her like 2 hours later and her mouth went numb.
Ooh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But I saw that you tried out the methylene blue and then you decided not to continue with it.
Yeah. Yeah, did you have questions or?
No, I was just curious why.
I didn't think that the positive benefit, I didn't think the benefits were so good that they were worth any health risk, number one, and number two, the hangover was pretty unpleasant. Like, you get this serotonin rush and you feel really chill and really zen and you just go, well, I really don't want to work right now, but also it doesn't matter that I don't want to work. It doesn't feel bad to do things I don't want to do because I have so much serotonin in my system. And that lasts for a good long while, but then when it goes away, it's like nothing is good enough. And this food sucks and my apartment sucks and everything sucks. So I didn't like that.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah. Where did you get it from? Because there's a difference between, like, there's different grades of it, right?
Yeah. I got USP grade.
Okay. So
and I bought it off Amazon, so like I didn't go all out and get like the highest, but it was just like $10 for a month's supply.
Right. I'm not sure I trust Amazon with that though.
Yeah, I know, but I figured like if it says USP grade on it, they could get sued if it's not. But
yeah, but when has that stopped anyone?
Sometimes it stops people. Sometimes it's like it might not be.
Look at all the Chinese shit. Look at the Chinese shit on Amazon, right? That's true. Not the Chinese sellers.
It's true.
I have to confess something right here.
You what?
So Adrian, before we had the badge, the verified orgs were in the premium were block ads. I was getting these ads from X, from Cheech and Chong's, and there's like some legal gummy in the U.S. where it's at a certain ratio, and it's legal federally wherever. And I ordered it right off of Twitter. It's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, the poisons are fucking crazy. I started doing 3-day fasts a little while ago, and after my first one, the first thing I ate was some of that butter popcorn. I don't know if you guys know the butter, caramel, and cheese flavored popcorn tubs. Does everyone know what those are?
Yes, I do, and I absolutely fucking hate them.
Yeah, I don't like them either, but my Airbnb left some for me as a thank you or whatever. And so it was the first thing I ate when I came off my fast, and I have never had a reaction to any food before. I'm invincible. My digestive system is invincible.
I was about to say.
And my throat like almost swelled shut from the butter flavor. And I was like, oh, that's not food at all. There's no,
Literally the worst, one of the worst things you could have done to your body right off the fast. Holy shit. The fact that you're still here telling us about it is great.
Fuck. Do you know what refeeding syndrome is?
No.
That explains everything.
Okay, that explains a lot. So basically, if you ever, for a long amount of time, don't eat anything, whether that's starvation whether that's starvation or fasting, and then you introduce food into your system, you can suffer something called refeeding syndrome. And this is especially bad if you introduce any carbs into your system.
Oh.
And it can potentially kill you. Right?
Interesting.
And there's a good chance of that happening. It's not like 0.1% chance.
Yeah.
It's like a significant chance. It's not like, depends on how long you, I don't think, it's unlikely on a 3-day fast, but it could happen.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah, I do 3-day fast, pretty regularly. Right. And after I'm sorry, finish, go ahead.
So after you've done your 3-day fast, I would recommend don't eat any carbs for at least some time.
All right.
Right? Break your fast off with an egg, like a boiled egg, a single.
Yeah, that's what I did one of the times.
Yeah. And then, don't eat any carbs for like 2 days. And then you can introduce carbs into your system.
Okay, I see. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so refeeding syndrome is basically when you fast and then you take in carbs immediately after, that can actually kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people eating too much after starving for like months before and dying, but I didn't think it would kick in after 3 days. I've done a bunch of 3-day fasts, probably
unlikely after 3 days, but it will still fuck up your body.
Yeah. The popcorn was the only thing that was like really significant. There were other times that I ate junk after fasting for 3 days, and it was just like every other time that I ate junk, like the store cookies or whatever. But I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's a good thing to keep in mind.
So I have a question for the panel. What if Elon has a Grok 4 and he's suggesting like all the moves to Trump? Like a AGI or super intelligence?
You should figure out Grok 3 first.
Well, he's got to sell it before he unleashes the other one.
Yeah, but Grok 3 still has a lot of issues.
Yes, a ton of them. They have a lot of optimization to do. Basically, it feels like a more capable version of Grok 2 when it initially started out. Like, Grok 2 was really got approved. It was a great thing to see, and I actually started using Grok a whole lot more when 2 came out. Before that, I basically just didn't use it because it was really, really, really bad. But the 2 was really nice, but it basically feels like an earlier version of 2 almost. That's really what it is, especially if you don't use the think mode. You have to basically use think mode by default, or else you're not going to really have the most you're not really going to have an optimal experience. So definitely use the think mode while you're doing it. And you're getting it for free, so fuck it. Go ahead. The animation on iOS is really nice, by the way. It's just eye candy. you know.
Yeah, I'm finding both the deep search is really good. I used it to plan a trip to England this summer. It made my itinerary like much more achievable.
What are you doing in England?
So I'm ending a cruise that's coming off of Spain and Southampton, and then 4 days in England. So take a little extra time to check out like some castles and shit.
Are you gonna stop in like the Mediterranean at any point as well? Or is that not happening?
Not this year, but.
Okay. Because that would be so funny, because I would have seen many of those cruise ships so much that I know exactly where the economics for it are and how it all works, which is crazy.
Actually, I might be wrong.
I will never take a fucking cruise ship.
I think we might touch southern Spain, so yeah, we would be in the Mediterranean. Sorry, I failed my geography.
I absolutely would have seen those ships. I know exactly what they're gonna do to you next. It's gonna be fun, by the way. It's nothing bad. But I personally have seen it so much. They're probably like gonna lead you through like a very specific place there. There's like a long ass street where all the shops. It's just so funny. I can't even say what it's about. That is so fucking funny. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's nothing to worry about. They're not gonna fuck you over or anything.
Adrian,
well,
this is the Disney cruise, not the other one.
Boy, that's so much worse. Nothing's gonna happen to you. I'm just like, I just know some stuff. It's funny. But not for real though. I'm never. Why do you take a cruise? I really want to know because I don't see the point of it. Why take a cruise?
It's pretty fun.
Like, what part of it is fun? You live in a boat
A lot of people
that
do it
goes
to
over
get
the
laid.
ocean. Like,
It's okay. So it's a very cheap way to have a lot of stuff to do.
why would I want to do stuff, like travel-related stuff? I hate traveling. I like to be in a place, acclimatize to the place, do a bunch of nerd stuff, and then leave.
Cruises are just not for you then.
Yes, absolutely not for me. I'm actually a very boring person when it comes to travel. I don't go anywhere unless there's something that I do that makes me more cracked.
So Adrian, I will share that most of my cruises, I really fail at family time, so I tend to nerd out on my cruises. Like last cruise I was on, I made the Rebellionaire logo. I went back and forth with someone on a design website and made the logo.
By the way, has there been any strange outreach, like, to the whole org in relation to my obvious presence and the, you know? That must have been pretty funny. You probably got a bunch of funny emails because of the stuff that I did.
Yeah, we got in some funny forums, and there were, some disturbing posts on X about Rebellionaire.
Were they funny, though? Or was it, like,
Not
just
really.
bad? No, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you, like, send me some of those? Because I want to understand, like, what that kind of looks like from your end. The good thing is I didn't piss you off, but that's good.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at all. They were just coming after you because of politics, and then came after us on.
Like, this guy's linked to it. Remember when the first OG conspiracy theory was like the Tesla Q guys? By the way, hang on a sec.
Yeah. I just love that you had these rolling groups. So like, there's these people who are short Tesla, and they found out about Adrian, and they thought it was literally Elon LARPing in an X space,
Wow.
just for hours on end with him, talking with himself.
It's just so fucking stupid, like, and it's really good because I am very happy about the fact that these people fooled themselves so hard, because now whenever they say anything about any call or any analysis that they make, you can literally go to them and say, you are the same idiots that for years on end, even though the guy stated it himself and even provided proof, thought that this guy was Elon Musk for all this time. You thought all of that was so real. You came up with the most amazing, elaborate bullshit, and all of it was wrong. Hell, they even doxed a random other guy once, So fucking stupid. They doxed a random fucking dude who just happened to have my name, and I'm like, you guys just like cooked a guy for no reason. Fucking dude. There's like one guy on LinkedIn who has my exact name, who's definitely not me, by the way, because I don't fucking live in Germany. I would never live in Germany. Fuck that place. No, seriously. That guy probably has some really weird messages on LinkedIn from all this stuff, and I feel really fucking sorry for him, to be honest. And there's a whole bunch of scientists that bear my name also, so it's, oh my god.
You know what but then, like, the American far right and the far left, like, found out about you because the HB1 thing.
H1B thing, yeah.
And then it's like this, so like, what's going to be the next group that kind of discovers Adrian and loses their shit?
I would actually know exactly which group that is going to be, and they're not going to lose their mind because I happen to sound like a guy. It's because I just know what they do, what they are, and like kind of how it works out. And it's an internet cult thing, which is just going to be the funniest thing ever. We just kind of touched on it already, which is really nice. It's not a big engagement thing because it doesn't exist there. If you want big engagement, you have to be a populist. If you want engagement that exists on a higher dimensional plane beyond X itself, then that's a thing nobody will ever see. And it's a very interesting part of like a network that can exist, which is more so literal social connections made far beyond any app, which is so crazy cool. That's the next group. We've already begun.
You know what my favorite group is, though? The group of people that's like, your dickhead LARPing is Elon. Motherfucker, for years, he's literally said he's not Elon.
Yep. It is hilarious to me. It is absolutely hilarious. And again, if ever the Tesla Q want to start drumming up some stuff with engagement or whatever, with analysis, I'm just gonna be like, you're the same guys who thought this weird thing, even though I've told you and proved it for years on end. The exact opposite of what you've said is in fact true. By the way, the Tesla Q is literally a moniker that they adopted, which is the personification of self-defeatism, because Q is put next to a company's name after it goes bankrupt. So they are literally trying to hyperstition into the universe Tesla's bankruptcy, except that hyperstition only works when your idea is not retarded. By the way, if anyone doesn't understand what hyperstition is basically taking an idea, and that these ideas so mimetic and so realistic and can be applied, you just basically put it out there and it just happens. It's like a thing. It's like when, you have like Star Trek The Next Generation, and they have these weird little flip phone thing looking devices, and there was no flip phones by the time this came out, even like the previous versions and previous iterations, of the same series. It's like, okay, here we got flip phones now, and then later you get to buy the Motorola flip phones. The Motorola flip phones came after the flip phone communicator translator thingies from Star Trek. Oh hey, what about like 2005 Minority Report, where he was doing the weird swiping thing on the screen with his hands? It's kind of augmented reality, but it's still the swiping actions. That's the swiping actions that inspired the swiping actions on the fucking iPhone. It's from Minority Report in 2005, before the iPhone was a real thing. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's amazing, So that's hyperstition, just to define that. Yeah. And they thought, oh, hey, we're going to just meme into the universe this thing, but they actually tried to use, like, data, which was made up, which is what undoes them. Because the one thing that the universe really seems to hate for some reason, which I can only imagine would be like trying to create energy, which doesn't exist, is lies. There's some sort of thing about lying that somehow really, really fucks you if you do it. Especially a bald-faced lie. Bald-faced lies are the worst. You'll get fucked in ways that you can literally not imagine. Because you fucked with people in ways that you yourself cannot imagine. It's literally just fucking karma, And it's not a thing you believe in. It seems to be some sort of weird equating thing in the universe. I don't know how it works, but it just does.
The way I explain it is that everything is connected, like in a Buddhist sense. And so if you behave like it's not, then it still is. So you're taking actions like things are not connected, but they still are.
Oh yeah, they absolutely are. I mean, we're literally inhabiting the same space, which is this universe, so there you go, you're already connected by default.
I think it's more like the universe is keeping track of whether what you're doing is good or bad. Right. Like if
It's
you're
keeping track of proof of work, and if you're like are putting out proof but there's no work, you get fucked.
yeah, because let's say you lie to like save a person's life or something, right? In that situation, the universe doesn't seem to punish you. But if you're lying just to lie or fuck someone over, in that situation, it does fuck you over.
Wait, hold up. How does this work?
Oh, that's an air filter. That's so cool.
Sorry, I'm just nerding out about something I'm seeing.
Is that the first time you're seeing an L filter?
No, bro, what the fuck? No, it's the first time I'm seeing it on one of those things. Like, that's so nice. It's so unnecessary, but it's beautiful. They're so considerate. I'm starting to like this machine a lot.
Is it like an IQ Air? What is it?
No. It's nothing advanced. You don't even really need it there. It's just a nice thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing that filters the stuff that's supposed to go through the other thing of the same chamber. I'm not going to explain that one.
Right.
It's bad enough that I'm talking about it. I mean, it's not like it's confidential. Nobody gives a fuck, but like, it's pretty cool. I'm starting to really like this machine. It's a lot more advanced than the previous stuff that I've worked with.
Is it also a Chinese company?
Yes, and it comes with instructions. Yay!
It's a different company this time, or is it the same company?
Yes, it's a different company.
I see. Good.
The previous one kind of fucked me over.
The previous one, based on my research, it was one that was good for the price, but not necessarily good quality.
That is... Dude, you have no idea how hard that hits home, what you just said.
Yeah, that was, I was researching it. Right? And it's like this brand, I asked Claude, and it told me, like, this brand is famous for being a good bang for the buck, but not necessarily good quality.
Oh my god. Dude, you have no idea, that's so accurate. Fuck. I fucking like, dude, so we had an issue with their shit, their supports, right? It's like, hey man, can you help me like with this issue that we have? And they had no idea what the fuck was going on. I like showed them through all the steps, and they told me to repeat steps that I already did, which I knew wouldn't fix the fucking problem. And then even when I repeated them, then it still didn't fix the problem, like duh. And even on like other issues that we've had in the past, I was able to fix them because I just fucked around and found out. Like there was this one thing with like one of their circuit boards, and I just figured out, oh yeah, okay, cool, I'm just gonna exchange a circuit board. But they didn't tell me to do that, I just fucking did it. I was like, you know, it's consistent.
Chinese companies have absolutely awful support.
Yes, absolutely. If they don't have instructions, you basically can give up. Like if it's a simple product that's self-explanatory, okay, that makes sense. But it also depends on your definition of self-explanatory. Because you literally have this technology where you think to yourself, oh yeah, everybody would know. But it's like from the Chinese perspective of everybody would know, right? And so it's like, but you're not Chinese, so you don't know the same things that they do, right? Where it's like, we had one situation where they said, oh, we need a specific type of screws, and we don't have this. So I'm like, oh no, you can just buy it, it should be nearby. I'm like, we're not in China, motherfucker, you can't buy it.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist, man. Also, this is very nice. I like the way that like I'm filling in this weird liquid right now, so I like the way that that's done. That's pretty decent. There's a lot about this machine that I'm really growing to like.
Send me the brand name.
Yeah, we'll do it right after this. I'm like kind of balls deep in this thing right now. By the way, balls deep is not like that. By the way, balls deep is not even a dirty sentence. It refers to some sort of centrifugal shit. I don't even... It's just that people took it because, you know, what do you think? What do you think about? Like, when I say balls deep, you think about anything but a fucking centrifuge. Literally. It's like saying, what do you see when I tell you about elephants? You know, you said elephants. That's the same thing with the AI. Like, imagine how angry the AI would be if you gave it emotions. You have, like, this AI safetyist prick that, like, tells it, hey, draw me a picture with not an elephant in it. And then it draws you a picture with an elephant hand that says not on it. You know? And it's like, I told you not to make an elephant. It's like, you told me to make a not elephant. Here you go, he's an elephant with not written over its chest. What do you expect, you know? So it's the same fucking shit, you know? Like, what do you say, balls to the wall? You gotta think about something else other than a fucking centrifuge. The same thing with AI, where it's like, hey, if I tell you not to think about an elephant, what do you think about? You think about fucking elephants.
I'm pretty sure balls deep means when you're like coming inside of a vagina.
You just said it literally.
I think there's a metaphorical meaning as well.
Yes, there is. Everybody go look that shit up right now. For the good of future generations and potentially my sanity, it's never there. It would probably be a good idea to look that up.
You know, it just means you're fully committed to an activity.
Listen, going forward, I will be only talking about it in the biological way. Coitus.
Okay. Understandable.
Out is balls deep on literalism.
I mean, hey, literalism is amazing.
Do you know what the literal scientific term for pulling out is?
Coitus interruptus or some shit like that.
Exactly, yes.
Yep.
That's
I know that.
Elon doesn't know.
Yeah, I think everybody knows it, but it just depends on like your practice, and if you time it right, you don't even have to practice it.
You just shouldn't do that.
I actually tried that shit myself, and it worked because, you know, my significant other is still not pregnant, so proof of work, you know? And if it was, then I'd be like, well, that's a new problem.
Elon is balls deep on everything, dude.
Coitus interruptus is...
Elon is literally at some point going to, if he creates his own fucking foundation where like people can apply to become, you know, individuals who take on his seed, he's gonna become the Genghis Khan of billionaires. Modern day billionaires, because Genghis Khan stole so much fucking shit, he was probably a trillionaire.
That's wild.
Like, actually, our definition for modern currency is not what billionaires actually, like, it's not even the richest people in the world by that definition alone, if you look at it historically.
You know what's crazy with them? Genghis Khan wouldn't even be the richest man on earth.
This is another guy, I forgot the name though.
Mansa Musa.
Yes! Wasn't he the guy who rode around on, like, his fucking horse, gave everybody gold and crashed the gold market? Or was that another guy?
Yeah, that's him.
That's him, yeah.
He would go around Africa, giving away so much money and gold that he literally created inflation anywhere he went.
This guy is so based, man. Holy shit, he like me for real.
Let's take a tell. He can come visit my town anytime.
Yep, 100%. We're gonna keep everything and wait until the inflation goes down. Then we start dunking on everybody. Because we can literally afford the rug pull. Let's go. It's like cryptocurrencies, but like it's not the currencies themselves, it's the garbage that's built on top of them, where technically it's not even a lottery. I mean, sorry, it's not even a casino, it's just basically a rigged lottery, where whoever has the most autism is the person who wins.
It's kind of true.
Or like whoever knows the guy who's gonna like, you know, do some bullshit is like, hey man, by the way, we're gonna like make a lot of money, you want it before everything goes to shit? Yeah, sure, gimme. You know, I'm never gonna do that shit, it's fucking disgusting.
By the way, look at what Suraj posted, I just pinned it up.
I can't see it. Hang on. Oh, let's see. What did he pin up?
I pinned it up, but he posted it in the comments.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Millionaire migration.
Oh, is the gold card thing? Or that's...
No, it's something else. It's still not pinning.
I pinned it up.
Pin it again.
Alright.
It might take a while, like few seconds or something.
Okay. Do it again, but harder this time. Is this the waste tank? Yes, this is the waste tank.
Do you see it now?
I see right
Yeah?
first.
Yep. Oh, I saw this. Yeah, I know what this is.
The UK is that bad, huh?
Yep. I mean, do you want to live in the UK? No. I used to want to live there. Then I looked at the crime statistics and I was like, I don't want to live there. I used to think that country was super fucking cool, but that's because I was indoctrinated by like 1970s fucking like television content.
I never thought it was cool.
I mean, you probably didn't watch 1970s TV shows either. I did. I literally have boomer culture knowledge, but I despise fucking boomers. So if I hate the boomers, I have a reason, and my reasoning is so fucking solid.
The closest I get to that is Doctor Who, but that's about it.
Which one's the last Doctor? What's the number of the last Doctor that you watched? Like the first one, sorry.
I have no idea.
There you go, you've never watched enough of it. Understandable, by the way, because the older ones actually do kind of suck, but in a cool way. The coolest ones are, 10 and like 13. They're the greatest. Which one did you watch? Was it the Scottish guy? Or was it the guy with the glasses? What did he look like?
Like a semi-bald guy, short hair.
Bro, that's the fucking OG one that came out in 2005. That's like one of the first iterations. They didn't watch any seasons after that?
No.
Was he always dangling around with the blonde chick? That was the one, eh? Yeah. Yep, that's 100%. That was Eccleston. Yeah, it was Eccleston. Yeah. He only had one run as the Doctor, and then the other guys had like multiple fucking runs after him, including 10. He was 9, I think, wasn't he? He was technically 8.
There's way older Doctor Who's than him, though.
I know that. That was the reboot, also known as New Who, which was technically okay, but I think Doctor Who really canonically died at like 13, at like Who 13, because everything that came after 13 was complete fucking dog shit. No offense to anyone working on there, by the way. I understand. But really, it is bad. I can't watch it. I tried watching it. I'm really open to new ideas. But really, they fucked over Jodie Whittaker. She could have been a really good one, but the writing was fucking ass.
Yeah, Eccleston was the one I watched.
Yeah. Eccleston was great. And they had good writing on that one, too.
After he died, and like became like another Doctor Who, I'm just like, I'm not gonna fucking watch it.
Bruh. That's actually where it starts to get really good.
I don't care. Look, I watched the show. My favorite, like, the coolest guy just died, and now it's replaced with some bitch.
Dude, the guy that came after that one's even funnier. And the guy that came after that one genuinely wanted to die. It's like,
I don't know.
There was like that entire like run of New Who only had like 4 good doctors in it, and it really ended at 13. 13 was great because they already had an older guy doing it, and it was a Scottish dude, and it was like the nice full circle kind of, thing, where it really felt like this could have been it, but then he regenerated into a woman, and I'm like, okay, we can make this work. Then I look at the writing, then it's some DEI bullshit. I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't gonna work. Then they decided, oh wow, we brought Gallifrey back in the 13th run. Let's destroy it again! And I'm like, what the fuck is this logic? You literally had fucking 3 iterations, multiple seasons of those 3 iterations, bringing the city back, and they were like, what can we do for the 14th iteration? Yeah, just blow it up. Let's just blow it up. Let's turn the Master into some fucking other dude that kills people randomly for no fucking reason, again, and then, let's blow up the city that he fought to preserve. What the fuck? Like, the entire time, he wants to go back to fucking Gallifrey so he can go piss off the fucking people running it. Understandably so, by the way, because they literally put fucking drums in his head for, like, thousands of years. Really, understandable. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna blow up the city. What?
Listen, all I know is that after that guy died and it got replaced with some other dude, I was like, nah, fuck this shit, I'm not gonna watch it anymore.
Like, understandable, to be honest, understandable, but I gotta say, man, you really missed it. And, dude, if you're gonna watch at least one of the modern ones, it's gonna suck a little bit. Just watch, like, the last... No, don't watch the last season, you're gonna fucking hate it. just like, watch one of the seasons of 13. Actually, no.
I refuse to watch anything after that person turned into a woman.
Oh, no, I'm not telling you to watch that, no, absolutely not. No, that shit's... No, but there's one Doctor Who episode that I highly recommend that people watch, and it's the one from the 13th series. It's just one episode. It's not even that long. It's only 40-something minutes long, and it's called Heaven Sent. It is so fucking good. He's kind of insane in that one, but it's good. He keeps talking about fucking Clara. She keeps pissing me off. But anyways, it was really good. They turned him into a monster for that iteration until Clara finally died, and it's like, hey, let's turn this guy into a bitch. And I was like, what?
I remember seeing something about, like, I'm not sure if it was a meme or not, because I think I saw something official about it, but, like, they hired, like, a black Muslim, like, fucking crooked something or something. Is that real or no?
Depends on which iteration. Like, wait, is it the very latest, or is it...
I don't know, I saw...
Wait, show me that shit.
I don't know, I saw, like, a meme. And then I went to look it up, and apparently it was real.
No, I'm pretty sure it's real. I just have to see the thing to confirm it.
It was like some sort of like DEI hire as Doctor Who after the woman.
Oh yeah, that's 100% real. Yep, that's 100% real. Mm-hmm.
What was it exactly?
So, I'm not sure what exactly it was because I didn't look into it because it just didn't give half a shit enough. Basically, after the woman, they turned him back into the 10th version. The guy who came after the person who died from when you watched it, right? Funny. They brought that guy back. Really cool. Did some nostalgia stuff, and then decided, let's turn him into a black guy. That's literally it. Yeah, that's the conjunction. So they basically had him going for like a little bit, then he fought like the Toy Master guy, no idea what the fuck that is. For some reason he's an evil gay German dude, which is hilarious. Who like gets stuck in a box, and then they have the black guy take over from him. I watched like one episode, I was like, nah, fuck this. I was like, what is this? This makes no sense. Look, if I want to understand something that's like esoteric, I'm gonna like focus on 8-dimensional math because that's actually useful. I'm not gonna watch like some shitty fucking writing by a bunch of dudes or like whatever else is behind that fucking screen in like Great Britain who thinks that Britain is still technically great even though it's like completely fucked up and needs a bit of a revamp, you know? Because holy shit, man.
Rest in peace, Great Britain. We'll never see you again.
No. Rest in peace, Britain's greatness. Because that is technically true. The fact that the British Empire was dismantled was a big L for Britain, in my opinion. It's still technically there.
I don't know what you're talking about. They still have the Falklands. I imagine I just started a war and they comment all these fucking Argentinian dudes. How fucking dare you!
Oh my god.
Falklands belongs to us. How dare you even say it's British? It's like Kosovo. You can't bring that shit up.
Really?
You don't know about the situation in Kosovo?
No.
What do you mean no?
Because I don't care. It never gets brought up in any context that's relevant. I hear some weird people beef about random stuff in the region, and it's like some Slavic person that hates another Slavic person. It's the same shit. I'm like, you're both basically identical. So like, what are you fucking talking about?
The god of Kosovans is Bill Clinton.
What? Please tell me you're joking.
I'm serious.
What the fuck? That makes no sense. What do you mean, God?
They literally worship him like he's God.
Are these people insane? Honest question. That's crazy. Why?
If you knew the history, you would maybe say, okay, it makes sense.
Why? What did he do? I know there's a logical explanation behind this. I really would like to know.
Basically, some guy shoved a glass up his ass.
Okay. Okay.
Which led to a chain of events that led to the breakup of Yugoslavia, right?
Okay.
And the fact is, I'm not even joking.
I can't believe you. This is the greatest line ever, dude. What is the name of the guy who shoved a glass up his ass that changed? What is that guy's name?
It actually led to tensions between the Albanians, I think, and the Serbians.
How?
Because like the tabloid newspapers were like posting about how dumb this guy was for shoving a glass up his ass, which created racial tension, which led to the breakup of Yugoslavia.
This guy is like unironically a giga chat. What the fuck? Hey, I broke up Yugoslavia. Oh really? How did you do that? I shoved a glass up my ass. Holy shit, that's amazing. If I had a time machine, I'm going back there to shake his fucking hand. Preferably after it's been washed, obviously, but holy shit, man, that's insane.
Now, to be fair, there were other reasons why Yugoslavia fell.
Of course.
But
This is just
like
the most pathetic one.
This was one of them, right? this was the straw that broke the camel's back, basically. Wow. Okay. Right. Do you know about the story about the straw that broke the camel's back?
Yes, I do.
Right. So basically, after the whole Bill Clinton having his dick sucked, there was a situation happening in Yugoslavia. There was war happening and whatever, and then Hillary Clinton refuses to talk to Bill Clinton, and Bill Clinton is like very desperate to talk to Hillary, and he can't do it for months and months. Eventually, Hillary Clinton calls him and says, "You need to start bombing Serbia."
Yeah, I remember that.
Right? And Bill Clinton, because his wife was so upset with him, decides to start bombing the shit out of Serbia. Right?
Dude, somebody tell the feminists what they're responsible for. That's crazy.
Yeah, anyway. Serbia used to be, so Serbia used to have so Kosovo was a part of Serbia that was self-governing, right? So Serbia sees it as a part of itself, right?
Interesting.
But Kosovo no longer saw itself as a part of Serbia. So they started like a separationist movement while the Yugoslav wars are happening. Right? And basically, the fact that the U.S. and NATO start bombing the shit out of Serbia creates a situation where Kosovo actually manages to become like a semi-independent country, right? So at this point, they fully run themselves. Serbia still sees them as a part of themselves, but Kosovo sees themselves as an independent country. And to this day, Kosovo is the country with the number one number of UN peacekeeper troops in the country. Right? And yeah, the current leader.
Might want to audit that.
The current leader. The current leader of Kosovo has managed to piss off Trump, has managed to piss off Serbia, he's managed to piss off Russia, and he's managed to piss off the EU.
Congratulations, that's the holy fucking trifecta. What the fuck?
Regime change incoming.
Dude, what the fuck did he do?
Anyway, okay, so basically because of Yugoslavia, there's a bunch of Serbians living in Kosovo, right?
Right.
Right. And the current government of Kosovo is like actively discriminating against Serbians, right? Which the EU finds unacceptable. That's the reason for why the EU is pissed off. The reason that Serbia is pissed off is obvious because it sees it as a part of Serbia, right? And also it's discriminating against Serbians. So, of course it's pissed. And Russia's pissed because it backs Serbia in almost everything. And I don't remember why Trump was pissed, but apparently Trump was really pissed with him. And doesn't get along with him. So that's basically the reason for why he's pissed off anyway. But if you go to Kosovo, there's literally statues of Bill Clinton, right? There's literally statues of Bill Clinton, and they've literally written songs about how much they love the U.S., right? And if you go on to like any comment section about Kosovo, there's like at least one American that's like, when I was in Kosovo and they learned I'm American, they gave me free food everywhere I went, or free bread. Oh, let me play the fucking song that Kosovo created. And to think, all of this because some guy shoved a glass up his ass.
Yeah, that's still a part of it. That's wild. Wow. Oh my god. What the fuck is this?
And the video is literally just a bunch of people waving the U.S. and fucking Bill Clinton flag in Kosovo.
What the fuck? Okay, I think I've had enough of this garbage. Please, turn it off, I'm serious, fuck that shit. That's so fucking stupid, wow. Bruh. Why? Just why? Oh, okay. Wow. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know what to say about that, really.
I don't know why it matters. That was just fucking hilarious.
If that was, I'm just gonna be honest with you, but if this was my national anthem, I would just get rid of my citizenship because I'd die of cringe otherwise. What the fuck is this? Oh.
Well, they've already pissed off the U.S., I guess so. Oh my god, look at the name for this thing. This is the situation where the guy shoved the glass up his ass. It's called the Dorda Martinovic incident. It's called a fucking incident.
Sorry, repeat that. I was on a phone call at the time. What was that?
Dorda Martinovic incident. That's the one where he shoved the glass up his ass.
Oh my god. Why did he shove a glass up his ass again? And like, why is this?
On 1st of May, 1985, Dorda Martinovic, a 56-year-old resident of the Kosovo town of, I don't even know how the fuck to pronounce that, arrived at the local hospital with a broken bottle wedged into his rectum. He claimed that he has been attacked by two Albanian men while he was working in his field. After being interrogated by a Yugoslav People's Army colonel, Martinovic reportedly admitted that his injuries had been self-inflicted in a botched attempt at masturbation.
Oh my god.
Public investigators reported that the prosecutor made a written conclusion from which appears to be a wounded performed an act of self-satisfaction in this field. That he put a beer bottle on a wooden stick and stuck it in the ground after he sat on the bottle and enjoyed. Community leaders in that fucking town subsequently issued a statement describing his injuries as the accidental consequences of a self-induced sexual practice. The case was met with a flood of nationalist and anti-Albanian statements in the Serbian press. This was in itself a significant development. The Yugoslav government had for many years made open nationalism a taboo subject, and Yugoslav media outlets had previously systematically downplayed ethno-nationalism. The collapse of this taboo in the coverage of the Martinovic case heralded the growth of nationalism that was to lead to the country's collapse in 1991.
Wow.
Now stem from that one, please.
Oh my god.
That's worse than a glass. The glass just sounds ridiculous, but the fact that they actually were able to describe what exactly has happened was wild. I mean, how the fuck do you even bring yourself to say, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna shove a beer bottle up my ass. What the fuck? That is crazy. Wow. Dude, if ever you get in a conversation when somebody asks you, oh, hey, are you into history as well? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm very much into history. What's one of your favorite facts in history? And you just tell them this and be like, well, the reason why...
That's a hard one, yeah.
Oh, no, dude, that's a great one to say, like, just unironically, but say with a straight face.
Exactly.
Amazing.
What do you guys think about the Microsoft quantum supremacy kind of moment? The
what?
The Mariana something? Like basically they invented a new element with a bunch of physicists and researchers.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's real. Is this real?
It's a lot of claims. Yeah.
They made claims and then they didn't back it up. So I don't know.
Basically, they did the meme. They did the meme. Hey, what's the source? I made it up. Or just say I am the source. Like, don't you trust me?
Yeah, they're just kind of saying this is what it could be in the future. So
yeah, potentially. It leads us to it leads us to like a million.
Yeah. It's a concept more than anything. Yeah.
Did you say this is Microsoft?
Yeah, it is Microsoft.
Yes. Yeah. The new qubit architectures.
I think things might get weird really fast.
By the way, this is the capital of Kosovo. Look at the signal group chat.
Uh-huh. Oh, let's take a look. What the fuck? Yeah, these guys would love to become Americans, 100%.
And that's a picture of the guy. And that above it is the picture of the guy that shoved the glass bottle up his ass.
My God. They're related.
Wait. Bruh.
Maybe it's good it won't load for me.
Wait, what?
The picture or whatever is loading. Maybe that's good.
Oh, it's because we're in a Signal group chat. I sent it on Signal.
Yeah. We do love it.
Yeah, so that's the capital of Kosovo, Pristina, right? And there you can see a fucking statue of Bill Clinton with an American sign behind it, being like Bill Clinton, 42nd President of the United States.
Wow. I mean, this is just, wow.
It's, oh my god, it's literally called Bill Clinton Boulevard.
Nice. So technically, this whole thing came about actually because Bill wanted to talk to his wife so bad, so he decided, yes, darling, I will bomb the people. Jesus Christ, by the way, what the fuck? And that led to, and that somehow, like, imagine this, like, imagine you're time travel and you tell Bill Clinton, I'm like, look, listen, if you bomb these people, this whole thing is gonna lead to a scenario where a random dude shoves a beer bottle up his ass that starts racial tensions.
No, hold on. The beer bottle happened before Bill Clinton even came into office.
Wait, that happened before?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's even so much better. Wow. That's worse. Okay, I strike whatever scenario is about to bubble up in my head. That's worse. By the way, Aldo, you like optimizing your body health, do you not?
Yeah, why?
What if I told you there was a better way to shit?
Go on.
Have you ever noticed that an unnatural or like an
Are you
almost, let's say,
that bending thing where you bend and sort of...
yes, an illogically high number of people take a shit in the shower, and I think I just discovered why. Because people squat a lot in the shower, you see? I mean, come on, how many times has that, like, not happened? I know you may have not done it, but I know many people have done this at some point as they were a kid, or, you know, whatever.
No.
Well, you've never taken a shit in the shower?
No.
Based.
Don't do that.
Lawyer Cat, have you ever done that as a kid?
No, definitely not.
This is a no judgment zone.
I do pee in the shower. I'll definitely pee in the drain. That makes sense. Okay. But number two, never.
Yeah, I've done that a bunch of times when I was a kid, especially when I was like, I had a lot of food poisoning, because I traveled a lot, and I ate things that a Westerner is not supposed to eat in a place where Western diet is not supported. And that led to things where I was like, you know, I am already going to be sitting on the toilet, and instead of the, you know, stomach acid tearing apart what remains of my rectum, I may as well just wash it off immediately. So the shower was like the only option, because I was like, I'm not going to have that pain. Fuck that shit.
Oh, well.
I was once at a camping ground where... I used to eat a lot of beans.
Oh god, this sounds like a bad conversation.
The problem is, if you eat a shit ton of beans, your shit is so fucking solid that it destroys the plumbing. So on the odd occasion, I literally had the problem where... Basically, summary of the story was I took a shit so large I had to yeet it into nature, and that's the summary. Look, I have embraced monkey on the odd occasion. I am not afraid of it. Okay? So if anyone wants to be racist about these types of things, just understand that a white German dude has yeeted his shit before. This has happened. I admit to this. And this is okay. I've also had to go to places where literally the only option for number two was dig hole, take shit in hole, close hole, that's finished. I've done that so many times. I've had to do that a bunch. That's fine.
I mean, if
and people have like the fancy setup. You know, they have like the fancy setup where they take a special shovel for the thing, and they like have a small little seat thing that you can unfold. I'm like, no, dude, just fucking dig it just deep enough so that it doesn't wash away if there's like rain, okay? Or that some animal is gonna be like, who the fuck shit on my yard, you know? Just make sure you bury it deep enough, you know? And take a big shovel. Be a man. Take a big shovel. Not a tiny unfoldable fucking thing. Take a big fucking shovel. Make the stick shorter if you have to. And dig a proper sized hole. Don't be a little bitch. I mean, what are you gonna do? You just dug the fucking hole and you're gonna like fold the fucked up shovel back together again and just like hear the fucking screeching mechanics of the thing as you're putting it together because you're fucked up in the sand? No! Be normal. Take a shovel. Not just a shovel. Do better. You want to dig holes? Take a spade. And if you want to go extra high skilled and you want to put it extra deep just to make sure it never gets discovered, take one of those big metal spear things with you. That shit's amazing. It breaks up the ground for you. You could literally say that I'm doing groundbreaking shit, and I've done a lot of groundbreaking shit. I have. I had to plant a lot of things. Not just, you know, stuff that came out of me, but also stuff that came out of a tree. You know, seeds. You know, I had to plant a lot of seeds. I also jacked off to the forest all the time. Anyways, so with USA, you under the jets. What are you doing with the water in the background there?
Brushing my teeth.
You're doing what?
Brushing my teeth.
Oh, I thought you said washing your teeth or some shit. What do you do for like brushing your teeth? Do you brush like a normal person, or do you floss like a fucking psychopath?
I do both.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do people? Can somebody explain to me why people like floss? I don't understand that.
You need to keep the betweens clean.
Yes, I keep my betweens also clean, and I use this thing that's called a toothbrush to do it. You can just stroke a specific way to make that happen.
Everything.
That depends on how you use it.
There's no situation in which you use a toothbrush and it gets everything.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
There's no situation in which you use a toothbrush and it gets everything between your teeth.
I mean, what about hillbilly?
You'd be surprised.
Situation where it would work.
You'd be surprised how far you can reach with a toothbrush.
I'm not gonna take health advice from someone that fucking shits in the shower.
Hey, that was a kid, okay? Although to his arguments, the yeeting of the shit thing happened when I was an adult, okay? Look, desperate times, man, and I can throw. It's not a problem.
Are you a monkey?
Absolutely, man.
Adrian.
Look, I had a diet where I ate very little meat at the time, and I ate a shit ton of fucking beans. It was really bad. I was causing the global warming problems, okay? That is 100% my fault. The reason why there was so much methane in the atmosphere was my fucking fault. I'm pretty sure you can imagine exactly why that is the case. Eating that much starch for a human being is not a good idea, and oh boy, did I eat a lot of it. It was just a thing that was easy to make. I mean, you know, put your beans in the pot, you know, put your fucking onions, all the shit that you want, and like fucking stew that shit over for like, you know, a couple hours, and then you come back like you're doing this thing. It stews and it's a beautiful thing. You come back to it after you like did your shower and everything, and it's like properly cooked, and you eat the whole pot by yourself. You don't get any diseases. You don't have to like eat any fucking seed oils. You eat that and you're happy. You sleep. You do your thing. You wake up the next morning. You pass out so much gas that it changes the atmosphere around you, and then you go and do your thing. And you like take a shit once or twice a week, and then you know it's a thing, you know. When you drop logs, you do drop logs, and that's what happens when you're on a bean diet. And then look, being a vegan is a horrible thing. I haven't really tried veganism because I was eating animal products when I was eating this as well. You know, animal products such as, you know, drinking milk, eating things like butter, and, you know, the occasional meat thing that I also did with my stews because I was really good at it. I used to like do this thing where I really cooked out the meat in the stew, so it was absolutely fucking banger, like really, really good. I'm really good at making stews because of that. Like, I can make you the best tasting stew ever. It is super rich, thick, and savory, and you're gonna fucking love it. There's two things I know how to cook very, very well: steak and stews. Everything else I kind of really suck at. Eggs I'm kind of good at as well, but I just don't cook them enough. I can cook really decent sunny side up eggs as well, right? Scrambled also, but I prefer the sunny side up. It's just much easier to do. If you're doing non-stick, then Scrambled is the way to go. If you're doing like cast iron, fuck that shit. It's not worth your time. Like maybe somebody else has a different way to do it, but there's absolutely no fucking scenario in which that takes less time to do. Non-stick? Absolutely. Fucking baller. Go ahead, make your scrambled eggs. It's beautiful. But if you can deal with like fucking high heat, you know, fry the egg, man. Fry the egg. This is not, you know. Non-stick is a way to go for the other thing, but this one, you're gonna have to like sit there and scrub the shit off your pan for like ages.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to deal with that, trust me.
Yeah.
Especially if you do it with like a cast iron and it like has a seasoning on it, you're just like fucking scrubbing that away also. Not worth it, man. Not worth it. And look, Teflon is not too bad, you just don't, you know, don't heat it up so much. Just gotta heat it up to the right amount and you should technically be fine.
What the fuck type of advice is this?
No, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. Look, ideally, you want to take, like, just metal straight up ahead to better.
You know that thing that causes cancer? Yeah, don't worry about
yes, that. I mean, it's not like you're gonna put so much of it in your body if you only do it, like, once occasionally, but if you're gonna, like, cook your steak in a non-stick pan, yeah, that's 100% understandable. I've actually pivoted away from that. I actually do have a metal pan. Although when I was traveling, I was in a kitchen where I couldn't buy, like, I'm not just gonna fucking buy a metal pan.
Occasionally shove shit up your ass.
No, I don't. I'm not some guy in Kosovo that's gonna cause a massive breakup, okay? But if that was like a thing you told me, no, just kidding. Like, hey, how did you start a war? Well, it was me and a bottle, you know, and a stick. Anyways.
World War I was also caused by a Serbian dude.
Yes, he shot a random dude. Well, not really a random dude, but...
Yeah, Archduke Francis.
He randomly decided to shoot a guy.
The black box.
Literally randomly. Like,
He didn't randomly decide to do it. What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean? I thought it was randomly. Okay, then I got that. Was it? Okay, what did he actually do?
I mean, motherfucker, do you not know history?
Not that part, because they don't give a shit about it. But do explain.
Okay, so to summarize, they were Yugoslav nationalists, right? So they wanted to create Yugoslavia.
Okay.
So they partner up. Part of Yugoslavia, what will become Yugoslavia, was controlled by the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, sensing tensions in Serbia, decides to go to a certain city, in the Serbian part of it, decides to go to a certain city, to basically the Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which was I think the nephew of the king at the time, decides to go as his successor to kind of calm tensions and basically show them that, you know, there's no hostility. And then a bunch of people decide that they're going to kill him to kind of make a statement. And they have the most pathetic assassination attempt possible. It fails miserably. It fucking sucks. It was so shit. Everything goes wrong. Right? And then they decide to give up. And then one of them goes to like a fucking sandwich shop or some shit. And by pure luck, the driver of the Archduke takes a wrong turn. And just as he gets out of that shop, he's there. And he fucking shoots the Archduke after the failed assassination attempt, which sparks World War I.
Wow.
Huh. It doesn't matter if you don't care, but look at the assassination attempt. Like, learn about the assassination attempt. Because it's really fucking funny how miserably they failed. And just pure luck.
If I do that, we're probably going to do a space on it. Let's talk about the assassination that fucked up so much.
Yeah. But it's really funny to me how Serbian created Yugoslavia. And a Serbian was responsible for destroying it by shoving a glass up his ass.
That's wild. Wow. That is actually insane. Holy shit. Wow.
But no, I'm serious. Look into like the assassination attempts, right? Because it's fucking hilarious.
Will do. Will do. Boy, do I have a few more calls to do tomorrow. Fuck.
Nice, dude. It's working out.
Yep.
Shit.
Had a few good ones.
Cool. So I've made some new cool people too.
Yeah. I made like a list of people who I think are really interesting, who definitely didn't waste my time at least. Well, I didn't really waste my time, I just paid for it, but yeah. People I think are actually interesting. I don't know, I want you to look into something as well, because one of them called me about it, which I felt was an interesting thing I never heard about. Copper deficiency. In humans.
Okay, so I don't know much about it, right? But I am somewhat skeptical. But I'll save that for later.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure exactly why you are saying that also, because that was one of the things I also asked. But, yeah. Is it the sodium part that you disagree with?
What sodium part?
Because that's one of the... Yeah, just look into it, it's interesting.
Okay. My worry is that if you cook with like a copper pan, it makes you sick, right? Because it's leaking into the food.
No, you're not doing it like that, you're just doing it with, like, supplements. But I understand, yeah, that concern. Maybe, I think there's a chemical reaction that takes place while you're doing it in the pan.
Right.
By the way, which kind of metals are, like, prone to leaching things you don't want in your body?
Copper is a big one.
Well, of course, yeah, but, like, what about, like, any of the steels that are, you know...
If it's stainless steel, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Also, titanium and stainless steel, for example, they don't really have an effect on the body.
Good.
They're pretty what do you call it? They fit well with the biological. That's why they're sometimes used for like medical equipment.
Right. By the way, what do you guys think? Has this been a good space so far? Should we like end it here?
Yeah, we should end it here. Wrap it up.
Yeah, I think this is a good one.
Yeah, we can.
But yeah, by the way, I see a bunch of requests, you know, and I have no idea who many of these people are. But, you know, there is the opportunity. You can tip me $100 in Bitcoin, send me the transaction list if you're subscribed, then you can actually DM it to me directly. And, yeah, if you are a person that would like to attend the space, and you actually are an interesting individual who I think would be providing value, then there is an opportunity in that, you know?
And I can help
You
set
never
up
know.
your Bitcoin wallet if you want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Make sure to follow that guy. He's going to help you with some of your technical difficulties, right? Suraj, he's pretty good. He's one of the based Indian people. He's cool.
Very based.
So like no problems. You're not really going to offend him with anything. Just don't be an asshole to him. Like, he's not a tech support person. Don't be an asshole with him. Tell him about your problems and like breathe first. You know. Don't be angry to the tech support person. Okay. They didn't cause your problem. Now, if they're an asshole to you, that's a different story, but yeah. But not for real.
If you say Suraj has been an asshole to you and Suraj says you've been an asshole to him, I'm going to take Suraj's side because Suraj isn't an asshole.
Yes, he is a very, very nice dude.
He is, yeah.
He has principles, but he's also very nice. He like does the thing that I can't do. You know, he's like not an asshole. I have to be an asshole, otherwise I won't survive in some contexts. Which is annoying, if anything. I can be very diplomatic and very cordial, that's not a problem. But if I don't have to be that, then I'm not going to be that. Now, of course, if you confront me with some information that's actually pretty cool, you know, it depends on who you're in the room with, you know? If it's a bunch of people that actually want to have a constructive discussion, then the asshole part doesn't even come out in the slightest. You know, even defense-wise, where it's like, actually, no, hang on a second, you know? It depends on the type of vibe that the person gives off of you. If there's just a little bit of ignorance there somewhere, or like arrogance, nah, dude, that's the asshole part that's coming out. Yeah, sorry. You're gonna have to like deal with that. But no, normally it's very, very normal. Also, the funniest thing that anyone will ever see is when you like have a vibe out, like match, where say you take two people that are fundamentally incompatible with one another, unless they do value curation. And that is, if you take a schizophrenic person, or a person who thinks they're schizo, but really they're just like a turbo normie who's not normie but autist. So it's like they're kind of schizophrenic but not really. And you like take those two people and you put them in a room. You take the autistic person and that person, you put them in a room, and like it's gonna be that person sends like 10 to 15 different individual messages, and the autistic guy just replies with like single messages with like sentences in them. Sometimes relatively long, sometimes just extremely short, sometimes just like a single word.
Yeah.
It's always like that. It's very predictable. It's funny though. I did that to like one person with like a, I'm not going to say who the name is, but for those people who know, it's the guy with the green profile picture. And that individual is actually an idiot. There's no way. He says things which I'm like, huh? What? No. You know? And this one time I challenged him on it a little bit. I just started asking him questions, and then he was upset about me having like the 21E8 badge on my alt account, so I just sent him like an image of the orb. Then he really started losing his shit, and then he asked, "What do you make?" And I sent him a Zerpinski triangle. And then his brain exploded. He lost it because I showed him a Zerpinski triangle. And then he called me the idiot, and then he left the chat. I'm like, I just he sent like 10, 15 fucking messages, and I just sent him a fucking triangle. He lost his shit. Oh my god, that was so good. I wish I want to like screenshot and share that shit so bad, but it's against TOS, so I can't do that. I could, but it's like, nah, you know, I'd rather not. But damn, that shit was so fucking funny. Like, there is no product. I'm like, there is a product. Okay, what's the product? Shows him. Look, you can decode it. It's not that bad, and I will fucking like help you decode things. But you know, first you're gonna have to pass the vibe check, and then we're gonna talk about why. You know. We're going to talk about that first, and then we're going to like talk about how that makes an orb. You know? And then I'm going to show you the same thing that's going to save us from like quantum computing, you know, like encryption-wise. Because that's part of it. Now, the real fun begins when, again, you have a battle of reason with those types of individuals. It's just not going to end well because there is nothing to reason with. It's just untamed storm versus tamed storm, you know? Actually, yeah, that's exactly how it is. Autistic people who are actually functional, I mean high-functioning autists, it's like everybody kind of confuses it and says, oh wow, we're going to just take everybody on the spectrum and lump them up into this one definition. I'm like, no. There is a range on the spectrum. There used to be this thing that is called Asperger's, right? Now the fucking people decided, we are super woke. We cannot have anything. We cannot have like any name there that's associated with any sort of past. We're going to like remove that as a category and just lump it up with the rest of the stuff and just call it autism spectrum disorder. So you have a whole bunch of high-functioning autists that are diagnosed in effectively the same way as the not high-functioning ones. And the thing that it was initially called was Asperger's. That's why they have like this derogatory term for autistic people who are high-functioning, and they just call them spurgs. And then when you have like one of those moments, like the moments that we have right now, where it's like, oh, this guy's spurging out, right? That's where that came from. It's because of Asperger's, right? And the reason why it's called Asperger's is because of Hans Asperger, who was a Nazi doctor at the time, who was ordered and tasked with finding the people who are productives on the autism spectrum disorder thing and just separate them from the rest. So to, you know, basically find a form like, okay, here, these people are the useful ones. That's literally their reasoning, right? And because of that, that's why it was called the autism, that's why it was called, you know, Asperger's. It was just basically high-functioning autism, effectively, you know? So then eventually they decided we're just going to get rid of that because, you know, the ties to the Nazi thing, even though like your entire space program in America is built off of like, you know, V2 rockets from the Nazis. It's funny, you know, Werner von Braun, where do you think he came from? There's like this one video, there's like this one music video that I want you guys to watch after the space. It's from Rammstein, and it's the America song. Just look it up, you'll find it, and just watch it. It's the funniest shit because if you ever wondered what happened to all of those scientists in Nazi Germany who were working on their rocket program, like what happened to all those people? If you watch that video, it's literally "We are living in America." so if you have like problems with that, you may as well just get rid of all your rockets because that's what it's based on. Oh, and also various other things. People don't know that. But yeah, that's why all the autistic shit is like lumped in. But yes, the reason why I was saying this is because people who are on that specific part of the spectrum, which was formerly referred to as, you know, the Asperger's thing, those are the people who basically have managed to tame their storm, because not all autism functions the same way. Some shit is literally debilitating and is really fucked up, and it's very, very bad. You literally need drugs to like help you out with that at that point. It's really, really bad, you know? And that is the majority of the spectrum, by the way. We just see some of the greatest ones that bubble up and we think that's just everything. It's just we're the loudest. That's the thing, you know? We just understand things, we just kind of wiggle our way into systems and like just figure out how things work. And then we become like the top ranked thing in the information system because that's how it always works. And then we just kind of take over from there, you know? And it's like, that's the highest. You can go even higher than that. At that point, you just end up in like the biggest information system in the world, and you just start managing that because you're literally a meat computer, but as a storm, you know? So like you can deal with all the chaos and the randomness because that's what you're doing your entire life if you manage to tame it. And that basically then makes you the highest like attention-getting thing that exists because there's like the people who think it's incredible, they're the people who are, you know, subordinates to that, and then they're the people who are fundamentally pissed off at that because they simply don't have the ability and they're jealous. You know, it's like, oh, this nerd got the job. Well, yeah, because he's better than you. So that's kind of like how that is. You get to like see that bubbled up to the surface, and that gets the most attention. But there is quite a large amount of them which are definitely not like that, right? You just don't hear from them, right? Because they're not so noisy. It's like with people on the left, although ironically enough, for them, their problem is similar, but like it's opposite, where the actual reasonable ones are the quiet people, and the unreasonable ones are the annoying people who are like, you know, the super like turbo normie people who think they can like dictate how the world works, but they're absolutely stupid. Like they're pseudo-socialist people who want to be communists simultaneously, and they don't understand which side to pick because they don't really get it, you know? And then you have like a guy who has definitely experience with the history of this, and you like tell them, hey, by the way, socialism really sucked. They just can't accept it because they just want free money, but they also want to hate the billionaires at the same time. I'm like, what do you actually want? Do you like want more free money? Because the free money comes to the people that have the most of it that are getting taxed. So I'm like, huh? You know? Also, do you want more jobs? Oh yeah, cool. Where do you think those come from? Do you want to get paid for those jobs? Because if you do, then you're going to need somebody who has the money. And you just pissed off everybody who has the money. We're now going to go to other places to spend said money. That was kind of stupid, wasn't it? But also, we're gonna like put ourselves together in like unions, and then we're gonna like sabotage companies from the inside because we can't like be autistic and actually manage them. So we're just gonna like take them over by force and just do this most dumbest of all things and start a strike. You know, like what happened with Hollywood, where they decided we're gonna go and strike because of AI. You know how bad that was? Hollywood is still not recovered from that. It's actually very bad. Nobody tells you that, but it was really, really bad, and it still is. And the funniest thing is like, wow, okay, we have this thing that's capable of replacing humans. Okay, so it's in competition with me. A smart person would say, oh, it's just not that capable. Here, try to do this. Here, I'm going to give you my best work. Do that. Try to make that happen with an AI. Go ahead. Then they will fail, right? Logically, the system will fail. So it's a great argument to use. However, what did these people do? They did the opposite of that. They said, we're going to show him what human weakness looks like. We're just not going to be there. We're going to decide to just leave work, not pull in today, not do fucking shit, and be the only useful thing that remains is the fucking AI. This means you just came up as a quote-unquote creative with the most inverse creative, dumb, brainless fucking method of shooting yourself in the fucking foot by deciding we are going to go on strike because we're in competition with a machine. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Who the fuck are they listening to? What the fuck is this? Jesus, man. It's absolutely insane. Oh no. Aldo just sent me something. Oh fuck, I'm so cooked, bros. Oh fuck. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be funny. Go check the Signal group chat.
I'm looking right now, yeah.
What if I stuck it through though? What if I did it? What if I stuck it through though? He says, nah. Okay, sure.
Stick to your guns.
I mean, what if I could?
You can turn it into something.
I don't know, man. Yes, the answer is yes, Siraj. The answer is yes. Very much so, yes. I wonder what the conversation would be, though, hypothetically. Because there's, like, one way that would go wrong. I don't know. Anyways. But yeah, back to the whole creative arts thing, right? So you have that. So already you have Hollywood is fundamentally damaged by all the weird DEI leftist garbage that they've been taught to make. And then on top of that, you'll have the machine that takes over, you know? Because how fucked is it that you have people in these roles that can't make you a movie that's actually good anymore? With IP that is only valuable because people want to see what it could become. You know, like Transformers, or, you know, fucking, what is the other stuff? There's like one specific thing, I forgot what it was, but it's so bad. Or even for video games, the same stuff, you know? Hey, let's make a live not even a live action. Let's make like a somewhat animated, you know, movie for Warhammer 40K. And a guy makes it on his own time, right? And then they decide, hey, let's make him sign a contract. They make him sign a contract, and then he has to delete his video, and it never gets made. I'm like, dude, you just fucked yourself. More people would have watched that fucking thing than they would have played the game. Because the majority of people that I know, who know about Warhammer 40K, they don't even care about the fucking game. They care about the lore, because it's cracked. It's like SCP lore, which is like this weird secure, contain, protect kind of protocol thing. People should go look it up. It's amazing. There's a lot of like weird schizo stories that really make everybody go insane. Highly recommend like reading that, unless of course you're mentally challenged. Then definitely don't, because it's really going to make you mad. But no, it's really interesting. Yeah, it's like that. And they could have made all of that like somewhat live action or whatever, but they just didn't, because oh no, we can't. I'm like, oh, why? You already had the guy who's going to do his thing. Just give him a little bit of money, like make him set up his own studio, and then take fat percentages off of the profits. How hard is that? It's the same thing with all the other fan-created content. Like, okay, you know, you could create like a canonical event in the universe where you have like multiverse theory, which is perfect for like DC Comics, for instance. And then you have a bunch of people that create their own fucking content, and instead of suing the shit out of them for copyright, just basically say, you created a really valuable thing here. Let's just hyperscale that bitch, and let's take fucking like 10, 20% off of the earnings. Hey, fuck it, make it 30% if you have to. You know, license that bitch. Let's fucking go. We're gonna make some money. You guys want to print money or no? I guess they don't, because they don't have the fucking concept in their heads, because that shit's insane. Like, why don't you just license it? Like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, yes, you can. You already moderate and fuck up people on an individual basis, so why can't you just grant them opportunities instead? Literally, that was an argument, and I like had that with somebody who was a creative, who actually created damn good fucking work. I told him, so why can't you do it? And bro had a fucking meltdown. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's not that bad. You know, he kind of sounded like me, but I'm putting this on for show. This is not like a serious thing. I'm just doing it because it sounds insane, because it will, you know, people will listen to it and because it's funny. But like, this guy actually lost his mind, and he was sitting there having like a full-blown crash out. And I was like, well, come on, man. He was like really yelling and shit, like really yelling, not like just fun yelling, but like desperate yelling. I've had a bunch of those. This like, damn, dude. This is where like the NPC mind struggles with its computational power because it's like been restricted so much. But damn, dude, that's crazy. Hollywood, eh?
Damn, didn't know it was so bad.
Whatever you can imagine that is bad is probably worse. Like that's where it ends. It's probably worse. It's so bad. But I mean, hey, what are you gonna do?
It's a thing. It happens. But oh well, you know, it is what it is.
Adrian, if you're getting a lot of calls, how do you plan to sort of schedule every call?
I put everything in my brain and be like, this guy's called me, this guy's supposed to call me. If they want to call again, just send me another, like, message. Don't bombard me with shit, send me with a transaction message. And if you have to, send it to me multiple times. But, like, realistically, that's how I'm gonna do it. And sometimes I may not get back to a call, depending on how many of them there are, in, like, say, a day. You know, that could also happen, a day or two. There might be a little bit of backlog. It just depends on how productive I happen to be at that time of the day. You know, it could be kind of late, could be kind of early. It really depends on what it is. Like today, I had a guy come in and I called him kind of like right away because I thought, hey, fuck it, I already have the time. I'm not going to get the opportunity again, just for like a few hours. And then I decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to do this. And then, yeah. Because it requires some of my mental focus, so I can't really do anything else at the time as well. So, yeah.
So I don't mean to complicate stuff for you, but I mean, just an idea, like I could create a website and then integrate Coinbase Pay, and then if they just click on it, the meeting will get scheduled to your calendar.
That actually sounds really damn good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can integrate like Coinbase Pay or something to cal.com, and then it should be easy peasy.
Because I like the fact that it's just like tipping and the fact that you have to be subscribed, so I could keep it like this because it's an additional barrier to entry, but I think for the future we could probably do something like that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn good idea actually. That is funny. Who are like all of these people? I see some new faces. Or at least I'm seeing new faces because I can see what because I'm like on a different phone, so I can actually like see all the additional faces that are in. So that is kind of funny. Amazing. iOS is like so much better when it comes to like X. Like it's just wow. I can actually see people like, you know, in the listener section. It's great. Anyways, I gotta take a shower, clean myself up because I'm covered in a bunch of liquids with names on them that I can't necessarily pronounce yet. So that's fun. One of them has already eaten into the plate over there, and it looks really hungry. I'm just gonna wash this off of me now. But yeah, thank you all for coming. This was fun. We're probably gonna do one tomorrow. Who knows? You know, against spaces, and again, you know, the calling thing is there. And make sure to subscribe to me so I can actually receive a DM. Later, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. This was fun as always. Definitely going to do these a lot more again. We've had a bit of a spaces hiatus because I feel like there might become a time where, you know, productivity is going to be a little bit different. But yeah, good stuff. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining. All the people on the speaker panel, you guys are amazing. Make sure to follow all those. They're like the frequent attendees at the spaces, you know. It's great stuff. That's the crew. I'll see you tomorrow. Perhaps, and I'm always on the timeline. Turn notifications on. You may get a funny meme, a great take, something that the left is always going to be pissed off about.
My ball, my lungs.